not too soon. Maybe you're not too soon. Maybe you're not too soon. Maybe you're not too soon.
Good evening everybody and welcome to No Man's Land and welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone is well, hope you've all had a brilliant week. So we're back on No Man's Land for more fun and games. Just quickly I'd like to say a big thank you to DRndalo for providing the server for tonight's live stream. If you are interested in your own dedicated server for Farm Simulator 22 or many other games, then please do check out the link in the description for DRndalo. So tonight we are going to continue with our harvest, starting with the field of wheat which Steve has already made a start on. So good evening to you, Stevie.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad now, I can't complain at all.
Good, good, good. Right, so we'll jump in the Massey and we'll start baling. I've just realised I'll bring the trailer over to you first actually, and I'll drop it by the edge of the field if you need it. So hopefully the audio is okay for everybody. Just give me a thumbs up or let me know in the chat. I have changed a few settings and changed my microphone over as well. So yeah, I just may need to play around with the settings for a little bit to get them dialed in. So I'll just drop this off here. Oh, you still got some in? Kind of like stopped and then carried on. I'll drop that off there, we'll go and grab the baler. So Craden Gaming is in. How are you? Saying hi Sim and Stevie and everyone else. Good to see you back in the chat, hope you're doing well. DJ Spike saying hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Good to see you in. Honda Rider saying only voice, no video. Oh, silly me. I forgot to press that button. This is where I need another monitor so I can display the actual stream. So apologies that you haven't missed anything. I've just took a trailer over to the field. So I got the chat on my second monitor. I couldn't see what was being displayed on the actual stream. So apologies for that. Right, where's the baler? It's over in this shed. So who else got? Farming Life, hey, how are you? Gamer TNT, Blue Sky saying hello. Ricardo Perez saying hello. Dermot saying hi. Landon. No, you can't join Landon. Unfortunately, this is currently a private multiplayer game. Eddie Thornton is also in the chat. Hey to you. He's saying he watches Steve, and Matthew Jameson saying he's got COVID. Sorry to hear that. Hope you get a speedy recovery. Yeah, stream starting soon. My bad. I'll get the hang of it one week. So every week I seem to have problems just as I'm about to start streaming. This week was I joined in the game and there was no audio. I couldn't hear any game sounds. I couldn't hear Stevie or anything. So I had to quit back out and I had to restart the computer, which messed up all the things, and I was like rushing to get them all set again. Dylan Hendrick saying evening sim, hey to you. Lucas saying hello. Craden Gaming saying he's recording episode 8 on Calmsland Farm, nice. Eddie Thornton saying today's me birthday. Happy birthday to you, Eddie. Hope you've had a good one. Hammered Plane saying hey bud, how you doing? I'm very well, thank you. Had another hectic week, another hectic day today with a nice leak on the bathroom. So I've been playing plumber today. I had to rush out to the hardware store to get some seals to reseal the leaky pipe. So that was fun. Just check the actual bale size. Yeah, I must remember to remove the not leave any material in the baler when we finish. Why are these tractors going? Seemingly it's going really slow then. Clayton Hart, welcome to the farm manager level channel membership. Thank you very much for the extra support. I have no idea what's going on with this baler tractor. It's like, oh, why is my front weight detached? Oh, it's like, I think there's like an invisible log here or something. Yeah, there's something here that's causing a bit of an issue. Let me see. Can't see anything on there. That's weird. Unless there's a tree stump we've missed in the ground. I'm getting stuck on something just here. It might be the problem we've got on the server. There's an error that keeps popping up. Let me just get rid of those. A Dixon saying, do you can make a live in Hoe Baler or Elm Creek? I could do, but I don't want to do one. What the? I'm having some really bad problems this evening. It's like all my controls have gone messed up now. Oh yeah, there's definitely something weird on that section of the field. Did you have any problems harvesting, Stevie?
No, none whatsoever.
That's weird. There's that one patch of straw over there. It's like there's something invisible that's stuck in the field or something. Storm Cool, how are you? So today you're getting a bigger tractor. Well, just so happens that there is a Fendt 700 on sale. It's not a huge tractor, but it's a lot more powerful than the current ones. So we're going to try and get some money, see if we can get that while it's on offer. I don't know how long it'll be on there for. So yeah, we're going to have a look at seeing that, but we also need to get a disc harrow or shallow cultivator or some sort of cultivator, or use the subsoilers to do the fields to prep them for the next crop. So we've got a few options. We could use the subsoilers. Considering we haven't got stones turned on, it's not a massive issue using those. And speed wise they may be just as quick as doing a 4-meter disc harrow or something. So we're not going to bother mulching the fields at the moment, but we will look at doing that in the future. Get Stevie on the baler, he's a champ at baling. Yeah, we'll swap over. Once we finish this field, I'll start harvesting the oats in the other field, and then Stevie can do some baling. Johnny George is in saying hi everyone, hey to you. Gabrielle also saying hi. Eddie, yes, I have an Xbox. I have an Xbox Series X. Although I haven't played it since before Christmas. I've been super busy with FS22 and a lot of getting my setup changed around and making changes to that, so I haven't had time to play on the Xbox for a while. Stormcool saying on the No Man's Land Let's Play, have you got it on hard? It's on hard economy on the time-lapse series, but that doesn't affect the price of wood. So you make the same amount from forestry on easy, medium or hard, it makes no difference. It's only affecting like when we sell crops or milk and produce, stuff like that. So the forestry wise it makes no difference on the economy setting. Hans saying hello everyone, hey to you, good to see you in the chat again. Eddie saying he's Irish. Bauwagen, or should I say Bauwagen, saying hello from Germany. Mitchell Harris saying hello, best YouTuber here. Are ya? Or you referring to me? Either way, thank you, and thanks for stopping by to watch the stream. Do you can mulch in fields? At the moment we don't have a mulcher, and to be honest, for what it gives us, not too fussed about missing out on it for now. But we will have a go at it sometime, but I don't really want to spend that 20,000 on buying a mulcher at the moment, because I'd rather try and get that tractor, which would be more beneficial to us than mulching at the moment. Dylan saying, does the difficulty change the price of electricity generation with the BGA? I imagine it will do. The only thing I don't think it affects is just the actual price of lumber, like wood. So I imagine it would change all the production prices for the BGA for electricity as well. Harry's saying hello from the USA. USA. Hello to you. So Hans saying it's not changed. So I've not messed around with the BJs yet. I can't afford them. I'm a pauper in my games, same as at the moment. Buying the BGA to make use of that is far beyond my current capabilities, what I can afford. Alan Small saying hi, me and my son are new to FS on PC Mac, as we've been on Switch previous. What's the best starting controller setup to go for? Starting controller setup. I use an Xbox controller. Personally, I prefer playing FS with an Xbox controller. I need to change something because I just got an alert, but I didn't actually see it. So apologies for whoever that was. I've got my alert box was underneath the actual stream. It didn't show. So whoever that was that subbed, then thank you very much for the subscription. I do appreciate it. And now I've lost my chat again. I really need to get this another monitor set up so I can keep the chat dedicated on the one monitor. But that's a job for next week. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the controller setup. I do have a Logitech G920 steering wheel with the pedals and the Logitech side panel, which they work well. I've got a little bit frustrated with the steering wheel though, because it constantly stops working as soon as I load into the game. So I've just completely disconnected and gone back to the Xbox controller for now. Xbox controller, if you're used to playing on console, then any PC compatible controller will work, as long as you enable the gamepad in the options menu. So Xbox controller, you can just plug it in via USB into a PC. I'm not sure about Mac though. So if you're actually on Mac rather than PC, I've no idea. Blue Sky saying, do you use Xbox controller for the front load? Yeah, I use Xbox controller for everything. So all the login, all the FDR forestry equipment I used in FS19 was all done with the Xbox controller, along with all the front loader work. Even when I do use the steering wheel on the side panel, I keep my Xbox controller next to me, so when I do front loader work I'll just switch to the Xbox controller and then just do the steering wheel for driving. Neri just subscribed, thank you very much for the subscription. Harry's saying he has a friend named Zealand. Nice. It's an unusual name. Mitchell Harris asking if there's anybody else here from New Zealand. I'm sure there probably will be. I seem to have people from all over the world throughout the night on the streams. Tom Stun saying hello, hey to you. Elbow Fall saying no problems with his Logitech wheel and side panel. The wheel works great. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I load into Farm Sim, the force feedback or if I turn force feedback off and just have it on the centering spring, they both disable as soon as the game loads. Sometimes it'll work and then you quit out the game, reload, and then it'll stop working. It's just annoying. Jamie Bootin saying he's subbed, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dylan saying he was directly talking about the price of electricity. So I can't help you on that because I have no idea with the BJs on the electricity production. Not something I've done yet. Stone Cool saying, how do you plan on harvesting the poplars? I'm going to buy the bio baler. The poplars are now ready in the... trying to think what episode is tomorrow. 24 I think tomorrow. 25 Monday. So I think when I recorded episode 25 the poplars are now ready to harvest. So it'll be a case of buying the bio bale. I was hoping it had come up in the used equipment sale before then, but I've not seen it pop up, so I've got a feeling though it's not going to make much money. But we'll see. Julie Clark, good evening to you. Officer saying hi bro. Michael Phillips saying how often does the second hand machinery refresh? It's random. Something could be added on there at any time. I don't think there's like a set time limit for it refreshing totally. Each piece of equipment on there, if you go into the XML files when stuff's on there, it'll tell you like how long's left, and everything seems to have a different amount of time it's actually available for. So I don't think there's any like set time limits, everything's just different. So anything could pop up at any time and anything could go off at any time. Elbow 4 saying his Logi resets every load, no FS22 profile availability. I do reset my force feedback everything I play. I had the same problem with FS19 as well. When I was trying to do 6 ashes with the steering wheel, oftentimes I'd load into the game and the force feedback had, the centering spring had stopped working. It just became frustrating to get it to work. The only other thing I don't like at the moment is I really dislike using the brake pedal for reversing. So I'm looking for a mod that you can change the direction, like a direction control mod. I think on 19 it was part of the enhanced vehicle control mod. So you could set it up that you could press a button to switch it between forward, reverse and neutral. So if anybody knows a mod like that for 22, I'd appreciate that, because at the moment I'm kind of not using my wheel because I'm really looking for a mod like that so I can what I did on 19, I had the clutch pedal on my pedal set up to switch direction, so I could switch between forward and reverse using the clutch pedal, and then I could use the accelerator to like reverse basically, and then the brake stayed as the brake, and then just switch between forward and reverse. Mitchell House is saying bye. Thank you for stopping by, Mitchell. Adix is saying how do you can sowing in our fields? I'm not sure. I'm assuming the English isn't your first language. Alan Small saying, have you done any mods to FS22, or is it how it comes? I see many people modifying the game, etc. I haven't modified the game itself. Like, I haven't bothered modifying any of the actual game files. I've got quite a few mods installed. But as for the actual modding the actual like base game itself, or anything in the base game, I haven't modded anything. Just simple fact, it makes it more difficult then with multiplayer if you do change base game files. That you may have trouble joining multiplayer games. Dixon saying he has a new tractor, the Landini Robo 6. Nice. It does look a nice tractor, that. Not one I've tried myself yet. Storm Call saying there is a limiter inside your brake pedal that you can take out. Yeah, I need to take that out, but it's one thing I didn't want to ruin the warranty on the like a wheel I paid nearly £300 for. I don't think it was that much actually. I think that was including the stand and the gear shifter and all stuff, but yeah, so it's still under warranty, so like don't want to risk killing the warranty just to take it out. It does need doing anyway, because the brake pedal just for generally braking is far too stiff on the G920, especially if you're sitting on a wheelchair. You like try and brake and it's like pushing yourself back in your chair. Dermot saying he's back. What did you miss? Not much, we've just done a bit of straw baling. And then we're going to head over to the oat field and get that harvested. Harry's saying, what is your favourite map in FS22 so far? Out of the base game maps, I'm still kind of keep changing my mind between the two new base game maps. There's periods where I've really liked Elm Creek and not like the French map so much. But then there's been periods where Elm Creek's kind of just become a bit of a drag to play on. Then I've been really enjoying the European maps. Difficult to pick one between those two at the moment. Calmston's a very nice map, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite. I don't know, because they're all slightly different. So Calmsden doesn't compare to either of the base game maps or this map. Yeah, my fuel, we'll top it up when we finish baling. We've got enough to keep going to finish the baling off. Only got that little bit there to do and then we'll fill up. Cutting trees live. Yeah, we'll do some trees in a bit because we're going to need to try and get some money for the Fent tractor if it's still available. We've got some random offcuts of logs lying around the edge of this field still. P38 Extreme saying hi, hey to you. Hosea saying hi. '22 has a setting for directional change. Only if you use manual gearing, I think you can set it to change between forward and reverse, I think. Oh, well, there's a big rock there. Stormcore saying he's got the Logitech gaming software, the G Hub downloaded. That should help. I've got that installed, the G Hub, and I set the profile so the default desktop profile is set to exactly the same as the FS22 profile. Just so if it defaulted back to desktop, it should be the same, but that seemed to have made no difference. Right, so that's all the straw done in this field. Harry saying he has to go. Enjoy the rest of your day. And you, thanks for stopping by. Oleg saying hi, hey to you. I'll just drop the baler off here, then we'll top up with fuel so I don't forget. No doubt I'll jump in the baler and the combine and I'll completely forget to actually do it. So what actually we'll do, yeah, we'll get the front loader on first and we'll finish getting these straw bales out the way over here first, and then we'll head over to the harvest the oat field. Harry's saying he'll be back in an hour. Alright. Elbow 4 saying it took him hours to set up FS22 proper. Well, the trouble I have now, I spent ages setting all the controls up for the steering wheel and side panel and then changing some back to the Xbox controller. The trouble is within the game menu you can only have 2 different game pads, so it takes some controls away from the menus for the Xbox controller. So when I disconnected the wheel the other day out of frustration, I just reset all the controller bindings to put everything back on the Xbox controller. So I'm going to have to reset all the wheel and side panel up again at some point, which is a little bit annoying. I should have saved the key bindings XML first as a copy of that, just so I could change that over. Be Good is saying, hey Sim, how are you? I am very well, thank you. Stormcore saying he had problems with the G Hub. I use the gaming software instead. I have no idea what that is. Is that the older software that you had before G Hub? I find G Hubs so temperamental. When I've been trying it in the past with, I should have put the weight on the back. Right, I should drop the weight off there and we'll turn around. Yeah, the G Hub is often very frustrating because there'll be times where multiple Logitech things I've got, like my webcam, I had a Logitech headset as well, and often you'd sign into G Hub and it wouldn't recognise everything, and then you'd have to uninstall it, reinstall it, and it just seems to be more trouble than it's worth at times. I just want a wheel that you can plug in and it just works. I don't mess around with different apps and stuff like that. That's why I like the Xbox controller, you just plug it in and it works. Nicole is saying hello, hey to you. Bertok Alex saying Romania. I've seen you from Romania. I don't speak Romanian. It's English only, unfortunately. Handa Solo, are you using the FS wheel and controls? I'm using an Xbox controller at the moment. The G hub is what, when I bought the steering wheel, it was what it told me to download. That's all I've ever used for the G920. You've got the G29. That might be why you've got access to the older software. I mean, you probably can still download that. I don't know if it'll work with the G920 though. I've seen lots of reviews online about the G920 and the G29. No, the G29 is just the PlayStation version of the G920, isn't it? Is it the G923 is the newest wheel they do, which is like the next gen version for Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. I'll sort it out eventually. Either that or I'll just get so frustrated I'll buy a different brand of wheel and try that instead. Oh, there's one more bale just over here. I think that's there's one random one over there as well. I think that's all the bales then, at least over this side. Clayton Hart saying he'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay. Store. No. Samuel Gamer saying hello, hey to you. And TDC64 saying hello. Hello to you as well. Flatty Farm saying the G920 works PS5 and 4. Yeah, they do, but Logitech released their new G923, which was supposed to be better for next gen. It's probably no different, it's just got a few flashy lights on it. I think it was supposed to be some like different force feedback was supposed to be better for the next gen stuff as well on it. So I'm not in the position where I can afford to buy another steering wheel. I've barely used the G920. Oh, don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off. Oh, these... I don't know what's going on with these bales tonight. They just do not want to play ball.
They've all fallen off on my side.
Yeah. I just tried to get that one and then the next bale just like seemed to decide it was going to go flying off the other side for some reason. Do that one a little bit more. Scott George is back. How are you? Good to see you back in the chat. Howdy everyone. Good to be with everyone in the chat today. Yep. David Nielsen saying hi there. I'm a good stacker at times. Struggle a bit in the chat, and there are times where I just get a little bit annoyed when things don't go right, and I end up just giving up a little bit, trying to do it properly. Just start throwing things on. Mr. Boros, apologies if I got your name wrong, I can't quite see it properly. That's another reason why I need to get my chat on there dedicated to green in landscape mode, so I can actually see things a bit better. Favourite brand of tractor? I don't have a particular favourite. I have a favourite tractor which is the Fendt 1050, but I don't have a particular favourite brand. Fanatic Farmer, what's that one? I've been watching all your videos and wanted to start playing like you, and I said that I'm going to start manually stacking bales and loving it. I enjoy stacking bales, and I find it a little bit more difficult in the multiplayer because obviously you've got that slight, although the MS is like low 20s, which is pretty good, you still seem to have that slight lag that you don't get in a single player game. And I notice it when I'm doing the time-lapse series, when I'm playing on the other PC to do the fixed camera stuff. When I'm loading bales, it's not quite as responsive as the main PC when I'm on solo or like hosting the game. Dylan, will you ever use auto load function? Not for bales, probably no. I have started using the auto load trailer that was released on Mod Hub for the pallets though, because they are starting to really frustrate me. The pallets they're driving me bonkers at the moment, so I've just kind of give up with pallets. Just gone auto load. Probably won't auto load all pallets all the time, but for No Man's Land anyway, because I'm getting to that point with a lot of production buildings starting to get now. With the wall spinnery, the greenhouse, we've got pallets from the honey, the sawmill, carpenter, and I don't want to lose the money because I'm playing on hard economy. Don't want to lose the money by auto selling at the moment. Eventually I'll get to the point where I'll just stick things on auto sell, just to save time. Right, we'll go and jump in the baler. I'm going to bail myself. We're going to jump in the combine and head over to the oat field, is what I meant to say. Yeah, I'm finding the heavier pallet. Say it again, sorry Stevie.
Are we selling these straw bales or are they unstacked in the yard?
Yeah, we might as well sell those ones now they're on the trailer, because we're going to need to unload them, then load the others. So we may as well sell those and then keep the ones we load up on the next slot.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't think... So the prices for most crops we've harvested at the moment is going to be rubbish. So what we will have to do is just remember to actually sell the crops at the right time so we actually make the money out of them. We will keep a bit of the barley though for feeding the chickens. Stormcool was saying, so which one of you guys is going to get the new fence? It depends if we can actually afford it. It's still there at the moment. I mean, just to get the base version for now we need another 60 odd thousand, which won't take too long because that's a couple of loads of logs. Clayton Hart saying he's back.
I think I should get the fence.
Yeah, as you do most of the work, yeah, I agree. Florida Man saying hey Sim, hey to you. Farmer Josh 88 saying hi Sim, Steve and everyone in the chat. Hey to you, good to see you back in the chat again. Lucas the Lemon saying how does your tractor go so fast? How does my tractor go so fast? I don't know, was it going fast? It only goes as fast as the game allows. International Farm saying setup looks great, sir. I think it's asking a bit too much to hook this onto here, isn't it? Yeah, that ain't gonna work. It was worth a try. Yeah, that might be the reason. It's in kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. If you're used to playing in miles per hour, yeah, it's in kilometers, so it might be slightly showing a different speed to what you're used to. Mr. Wheeler saying, hey Sim, love your videos. Thank you very much for that, and thank you for stopping by the stream. So you got 195 viewers. So if you've not yet hit that like button, then please do hit it. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're on hard economy on this. No, we're not on a hard economy on this, are we? That's just on the time-lapse series. On this stream, we're just on normal because it's. Although it's so far we've barely sold anything other than a few pallets of planks and a few pallets of lettuce. So the difficulty being on normal's not really made much difference to us at the moment. I need to turn straw off back on. So we're up to 32,450 now. We sold those bales. So yeah, I think we'll be able to get the fent. Steve has already been on, cut a few logs ready. I say 2 loads should give us more than enough to buy that. And then we'll look at possibly trying to get then a second tractor that's big. I mean, at the... Just quite have a look. I mean, we could possibly sell the Valtra and then replace that with the Fent. Because the massive Fergusons, there's no point selling that because it's worthless. But then you'll have to let Stevie decide that whether you want to sell your Valtra and upgrade to the Fent.
Bye-bye, Valtra.
Well, the Valtra is showing if I sell it direct from here, it's worth 35,000, which will be a bit more at the shop. I mean, I'm not fussed either way. So you're using the Valtra. If you want to upgrade it to the Fent, then we'll do that rather than having a tractor sat around not being used because there's only 2 of us at the moment.
Yeah, it makes sense though when we can get 35,000 for this one until it goes worthless, like massing.
Yeah, I say if the Massa was worth a bit more, I'd consider that, but it's worth about 3,000, which we may as well just keep it for. Then when we do get another big tractor, we've got that little one to use for a few light duty jobs. Simulator YouTube saying hi from Northern Ireland. Hey to you. Trees, yeah, we'll do a few trees when we get the harvesting done. Mr. Wheeler saying, hey Sim, I love your videos. Did I read that one already? I think I did. Found out today that factories have max output per day, well per month now. Yeah, the production buildings do seem a little bit slow, and the way they changed it with the update from a daily, well, it was an hourly production to start with before the 1.2 update, then they changed it to monthly. So even if you've got 28 day months, then it won't produce any more than if you've got 1 day month for your cycles. Swampy6, thank you very much for the subscription. Alva, Richard, this is just a private multiplayer game at the moment. Because I'm live streaming, I can't really have people on I don't know. Not saying that you wouldn't be trustworthy, but I just can't risk it. It only takes one person to come on just to be an idiot and spoil things for everybody. There will be some offline, like a server. I do have my server. I'm just waiting at the moment till I need to resubmit for the ticket for the server. I just accidentally hired a worker. The community server I've got set up with 16 player slots count. It's only got 250 meg mod space, which is pretty useless. So I need to get that, see if I can get that changed to the 25 gig mod space before I start using it. And also I just need to find the spare time to actually get a game set up on there. So that'll give everyone a chance to come and play offline, well, off stream on a multiplayer server. Server for channel members. I don't know if I'll have a dedicated server solely for channel members. If you're in the Discord, then I will be putting some stuff up in there about it, just asking if there's any interest in one, stuff like that. But the trouble is, I don't know how often I'd be able to get on there to actually play on it myself. So it's pointless if nobody's going to play on the server, and only when I'm on there. Because at the moment I've only got the 2 servers through Nitrado, so I would have to pay for the other server. So yeah, I'll probably put something in Discord if you're in there asking about that. And if there's enough interest and it'll worth setting up, then I will set one up. So I will play on it every now and then, but just finding the actual time to do it. And if it's channel members that may do the odd video, like once we've set something up on the server to do like a big silage harvest or something like that, possibly do like a time-lapse video of it. Minisam, there is a Discord server, but currently it's just limited to my channel members at the moment, because I'm new to Discord myself and I'm still in the process of setting it all up, getting all the different channels set up and stuff like that. So at the moment it's just limited to channel members. Peter V saying, "Ha, little harvester, big field." Yep. We are going to need to unload in a minute. Should have unloaded at the end of their first headland, really, shouldn't I? Right. Let's see. Where did I leave? Oh. Right, let me just drop this. Drop that off. I'm going to put the... Oh no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just want to see how well a worker can find its way over here. Oh, forgot I've lifted the header. Dylan saying he's personally way too busy with his private server, never bored him day. Yeah, so if you've got your own private servers, then you're going to be spending a lot of time on those. So I don't mind setting one up, but if there's never going to be anybody on there, then it's kind of a waste of time. Minisan saying hello from France. Apologies I missed your first comment. Hello to you. N Clint saying, what is your preferred method of controls? My preferred method is the Xbox controller, and I just find it does everything. I'm just so used to using the Xbox controller, it comes second nature to use it. Obviously you can't use some mods like GPS and stuff like that. It's a little bit difficult to use, although I do usually remap the controllers to GPS controls for some things, like setting the AB auto width and the actual enabling the GPS. I map to my controller in FS19. When you've got like mods like Follow Me, you obviously then still need your keyboard, which I usually set up on my Stream Deck. So I usually mostly use my Xbox controller and a Stream Deck, which is mapped up, and there's our little Massey just turned up over there. So we'll stop that worker, drop that weight off, and then we'll just hook up to the trailer. We'll keep this on the trailer, so rather than keep disconnecting the bailiff. Jesse's saying, what has happened so far? So far we Well, Stevie harvested the field of wheat that we had left over by the farmyard. I baled up the straw in that field, then we collected all the bales up and Stevie sold those straw bales. So I've just come over here to start harvesting the oats, and Stevie's going to bale up the straw. And then we will be trying to get some money to buy a new tractor. And his FS22 still not working. That's if I was you, I'd just completely give up. Han's saying, yes, some mods are messing with the keybinds already. I sometimes wonder if modders actually thoroughly test their mods. I think the trouble with some of the mods is if it's conflicting with an in-game like controller command, then it does make you wonder. But I can understand from a modder when it comes to other mods, it's difficult to test your mods with every single mod. But you'd think they'd probably check with like the most popular mods what controller bindings they've got. On Calmsden Farm, I've got the problem now with Giants. I've added the Xbox controller input to directly open up the build mode, so it's LB and the menu button, which conflicts with the controller settings for manual attach, so I need to change those over. And I think there was another mod I had which I had to change that was conflicting with another controls. I can't remember what it was, but I don't think I used that mod now. I may have removed it, I can't remember. Too many mods, too many different games with different mods enabled. I can't remember all of them. So for those who watching the Let's Play on Calmsden Farm, the next episode hopefully will be up Monday, and then I'm going to try and do Monday, Wednesday and Friday for Calmsden Farm on the other channel. I can't guarantee I will get all 3 episodes done each week. It just depends how much time I get after doing the videos for this channel. But that is kind of my plan, is to do Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays for the Calmsden Farm. And then Transport Fever 2 will be... there should be an episode up tomorrow for that, and then I do have the next episode recorded already for that, so that'll possibly up on Tuesday or Thursday if I can get it done, depending on time I can get to edit it. So the next episode of Calmsden Farm's already been recorded, I just need to edit that tomorrow morning and get that rendered, so that should be up for Monday. And then I'm going to try and get episode 4 of Calmsden recorded tomorrow evening for Wednesday. Right, so 2 headlands should be enough. So what we'll do now, we'll just cut the field in 2, or roughly in 2, and we can unload at the top of the field. Right, let's get my mini map open so I can use the heading to keep it straight. Scott George saying, what's the name of your other channel? My other channel is, I don't know if this actually works. I may need to change the settings, but if I type that in, it's supposed to bring up the link, but I don't think it's working. I'll see if it actually works. I don't know if it should have worked by now or not. It's Sim Farmer Plus, so it's the same tractor logo but with yellow background and a black tractor. There is a link. I don't think I'll put a link in the video description for the live stream for the other channel. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's working. I'll have to replay around with the settings for Cloudbot. That should have typed in the link. Dylan's saying Sim Farmer Plus. Yeah, just look it up. Yeah, I don't say if you search Sim Farmer Plus, you may find it. Is it because I've done it in caps? Is that why it doesn't work? Does lowercase work better for Cloudbot? I have no idea. I literally just set that up there. I have no way of testing it. Let me just stop that for a second and that should be the link to the other channel. Oh, where's it gone? Yeah, I'll have to have a play around with the Cloudbot settings because obviously I've done something wrong. Yeah, Scotch just posted it as well. I don't have a custom URL for that channel at the moment. I need to have channel's not old enough. Sinead saying, how are you doing with No Man's Land? I am doing very well, thank you. Hannah saying there's quite some delay in here, so your message appeared before you even read Scott's question. Could be depending what quality of the stream you're watching in. Or you may need to like just click live to reboot it if it's got a little bit behind. I don't know what the current settings are for I mean what the current delay is for the stream. Yeah, well, I think that's your only option, Jess, and that's what I'd recommend now is just say just keep a copy of all your save game files in your mod folder just in case. And then just reinstall, completely uninstall it on Steam and then reinstall it. Generally fixes quite a few issues doing that. Yeah, we will try and get the Fent before it's gone. We're only on ×1, I don't think it's going anywhere soon. Saying that, it's probably already gone. Let's have a look. It's still there. So if that was the slightly bigger ridgy track, which not in the base game unfortunately, that wouldn't have been bad, but 68 horsepower is not really much use to us. Arjen saying hi, I love your videos and lots of love from the Netherlands. Thank you for stopping by and hello to you. AI Cave saying hi, how is everyone? I am very well, thank you, hope you are too, and thank you again for stopping by. Sinead saying loved your video yesterday, thank you. Which one? No Man's Land yesterday was the Spinnery. Was that yesterday's? I'm quite a few videos ahead on No Man's Land, so I'm trying to remember which video I published yesterday. While we were up here, we'll just unload. Hans saying, yeah, oh boy, YouTube just bugged out heavily for me, had to reload accidentally and gave your stream a thumbs down. It all counts as engagement, so don't worry about it. If only the haters realised that a thumbs down does just as much good as a thumbs up does. Louis saying, who is Joe? I don't know. Lots of people are named Joe. I don't know any Joes myself. Jesse saying, I just wish they had a different option. I would use the different option. Different option for what? Oh, I've missed something on there. Or a different option for uninstalling your game. Uninstalling your game, reinstalling. You know, it shouldn't matter too much. And if you're having as many problems as you are, that's probably the first thing I would have done. It fixed my issue I had with multiplayer last week. I had to uninstall and reinstall my Steam version because I could not join my own hosted multiplayer game. It just would not join. B Goody saying, do you have a tractor brand? No, not a particular favourite tractor brand. I just like to use whatever looks good or whatever works well. Kobe stuck. Bitch. What was your personal favourite FS19 map? My personal favourite map on FS19 was No Man's Land. Followed probably closer by Grizzly Mountain. So, question for everybody who's watching. So, what was your favourite map on FS19? Dylan Hendrick saying, Sim, have you encountered the used shop prices bug yet? Got myself a Vario 1100 for just 6k with it. Used shop prices bug. Don't think I have. I don't think I've had a bug where anything's come up that cheap. Not that I'm aware of anyway. Gaming Bros saying hi, greetings from Germany, greetings to you. Clayton Art saying Green River is his favourite map on FS19, and they also played a lot of Holland Schveld in FS19 as well. Neither of those maps I played myself personally. Storm saying his favourite was No Man's Land. Yeah, there was a lot of maps on 19 I really wanted to try, I just did not get time to play them. So we've got one for Eurofarm, some Ziggurat. It's another map I didn't play. Colton Higby saying his favourite map on 19 was Griffin, Indiana, because he is from Indiana himself. Nice. That was a map I wanted to do something on, and I was going to do a similar series on Griffin, Indiana that I did with Ravensburg, where I started off with no money, no equipment, no land, and then just did contract work to start with. But at the time I was doing other maps at the time and I just never got round to it. So George saying his favourite was No Man's Land and Greenwich Valley, or Greenwich I think, as Green Bell said it was supposed to be referred to. Yeah, I'm going to call it Greenwich because it's pretty much the same, but I'm sure Green Bell said it was more Greenwich than Greenwich. That was a map I downloaded it to have a look around, but I don't know why I just didn't take to that map. I got a lot of recommendations, a lot of people asking if I was going to do anything on it, and Yeah, I just never had a good feeling for it, so I never played on it. I don't know why. It's a fantastic map, but yeah, maybe if I'd have actually played it myself, I may have enjoyed it. But Jesse saying his favourite was No Man Land and the Sanders map. The Sanders map I'm not familiar with. We've got Red Turbo saying Greenwich Valley as well. Sinead, what mods do you use? Too many to list. There's a link in the video description down below to the mod lists. They're not fully up to date, but it's got a lot of the general stuff on there at the moment. That's a job for next week as well, to try and update those. So yeah, if you go in the video description down below and click on the show more or read more, there should be a link then to the mod lists. Scott George saying his favourite map on FS19, No Man's Land and the Valley of the Old Farm. Valley of the Old Farm was another one I really wanted to play but never did. Petry saying Old Stream Farm. Again, that's another one I never got around to playing. And Verhoef, probably just butchered your name, apologies. Six Ashes. Oh, I really like Six Ashes. Really disappointed I didn't get to finish that Let's Play series as well. Just saying No Man's Land and the standard game map. Sorry, had a little bit of bad grammar there. Don't worry about that. Three maps you played the most: Ravensburg, No Man's Land and Ravensburg. Yeah, I enjoyed Ravensburg, it was a nice map. Ravensport I liked. It wasn't too bad. It was my favourite American base game map that they'd done up until Elm Creek. I preferred Felsbrunn out of the two base game maps for 19 though. Just saying, the reason you are one of my favourite YouTubers. Wait a minute, my favourite YouTuber is that I'm having a bad day and you make it day better just by watching videos. Well, that's good to hear. I say, as long as people are enjoying what I'm doing, I'm happy to continue. So it's always good to hear people enjoying your stuff. So thank you for that. And saying, for me there was so many great maps in 19, but I absolutely love Wilhelmina Forest on your channel. Yeah, I like Wilhelmina Forest as well. But at times with the amount of trees on there, it did get a bit difficult to do what I wanted to do in some areas, because I just kept running out of time to get the videos up to do more than. So I had plans to do like a lot more built up areas on that, and I just say it was difficult to find the time to do it. 'Cause by the time I'd done all my recording for the video, I was out of time to do anything else. How do you start with zero money on No Man's Land on Xbox? I don't know if there's any mods available on console yet that you can use to take money out of games. If anybody knows console, I think on 19 there was a mod that, like a tax mod or something, that used to take money off you. I think the easiest way that I know of is to lease equipment and return it until you've got no money left. It may be difficult to get down to exactly zero, but usually that's an easy way of getting rid of a lot of money. Is just, depending on how much you're starting with, lease an item of equipment, like the most expensive that you can afford. Keep leasing that until you get really low money, and then change to a different equipment to keep reducing it. say without an actual mod that removes money, I don't know of an easier way to do that. Yeah, same Peter saying lease and return. George saying the way he does things on PS4 is on multiplayer, create a second farm, give myself takeaway money from yourself. Yeah, you could do it that way. Not a way I've ever tried myself though. Yeah, Power Tools can delete money, but that's not available on console, it's a PC only mod. I just usually use the console command GS money add on PC. Kobe saying, at the moment, what are your personal favourite YouTubers that do FS? Time-lapse. I don't tend to watch any, so I'll say Stevie. These are the only ones I've watched. I don't tend to watch. Sorry, Stevie.
Thanks very much.
There you go. Yeah, if you've not checked out Stevie's channel, then go check out Stevie's channel. I would put a link in with my command, but Cloudbot's not working because I've messed that up, obviously. But there is a link to Stevie's channel down below. He's doing a time lapse of this live stream, and you can go and check out previous live streams in time lapse form on his channel. Yeah, I don't tend to watch other FS content creators, even like normal Let's Plays. One reason is I just don't really have the time to sit down and watch them properly, because a time lapse for me you have to actually watch it. So generally when I watch YouTube I'll have something on in the background while I'm recording on YouTube, but I tend to just listen more than actually watch, which you can't do with a time lapse unless you just want to listen to the music. And I also, by the time I've finished playing FS, I've had enough of it for the day. I just don't really want to sit down watching somebody else play FS when I've just been sat there playing it for like 6 hours a day myself. Yeah, there's the link to Stevie's channel from Scott. Thank you for that. So I'll get the Cloudbot commands working next time. DJO saying hey to you. Stormcall, so on No Man's Land are you going to build more sheds? Yes. So the current plan for No Man's Land time-lapse series is this in-game year I'm doing now is to concentrate on building up the actual farm itself, so more farm buildings, possibly another area of land as well, and extend some of the fields we've got. And then when I've done that, the next in-game year after that I'll probably look at expanding on some of the production lines we've got going. So possibly look at getting a grain mill, so when we do harvest the wheat barley we can start producing flour, and also then probably get a tailor shop as well. So that'll be like the kind of next step in game year. So I'm probably going to change it each year, so then do a year where we concentrate on the production lines and building those up, and then the year after that we'll go back to like probably building up the farm, and then we'll upgrade and change out equipment as and when we need to. So I'm possibly thinking on No Man's Land time-lapse series after we finish the current year's harvest of selling the combine, and then we'll buy a new one for the next year when we come to start the harvest for the next year, because the little New Holland, as great as it is just getting far too small for the amount of fields we're getting now. Because I plan to do more fields for next year, we're definitely going to need a bigger one. So we will be upgrading the combine as well in the next in-game year. But I do want to start expanding a little bit more on the production, so I'll possibly look to buy an area of land separate away from the farm area to build up some more productions. Probably build up an industrial area for the grain mill and stuff like that. Peter V saying his longest save was 11 hours. 11 hours is like, that's two videos worth nearly. Or two and a half videos worth of content. So my Calmsden farm, I've recorded 3 episodes on Calmsden. I think I'm already up to like 9 hours on there. Flying Duck saying he took his driving test in the Classic 4 Dexter back in 2003. Nice. He's had every FS game since FS09, apart from the mobile versions. And my first FS was FS15 on Xbox. So never played any of the older versions, never played any of the mobile versions either. Kobe saying, have you ever seen the YouTube channel Daggerwin? Yes, I have. If you have, would you play with him? I don't have any. I'm trying to think what I'm going to say then. I don't have any like kind of want to play with him particularly myself. I don't think it will ever happen. I say it's not something I would like to do for any particular reason. I used to watch Daggerwin a long time ago. I haven't watched any of his stuff since early FS19. Fanatic Farm saying he took his driving test on a 97 K10. I took my driving test in a Vauxhall Corsa. That's my car driving test anyway. The funny thing is my driving test, it was a brand new Vauxhall Corsa, so the driving instructor had literally just changed to it, and I'd been doing all my lessons in his older car, so at the time it was just starting to change the regulations where you had to show where you change, like top up your screen wash, where you check your brake fluid levels and things like that in your cars. That was becoming, just had started to become part of your driving test. So I turned up in this brand new Corsa, and the first thing he's asking me is like, where do you do the check the brake fluid levels? And I was like, oh, I have no idea in this car. So I'm there like, oh, there it is, I think. So I'd done all the practicing in the other car he had. What was the one before that? Trying to think what the car the driving instructor had before the Corsa. It may have been another Corsa, I think, but an older model. Oh, that was quite fun. Like bumbling my way through the driving test, trying to work out where the brake fluid level was. Orchid Amster saying, hey Sim, was wondering why you prefer to start with the sawmill, not the carpentry directly. Basically because the sawmill in-game map was only 20,000 to place, so it was a hell of a lot cheaper than the carpenter. That was the main reason. And I wasn't actually planning on doing it, but I kind of get fed up with people saying you should build a sawmill. I was like, oh, yeah, 20,000, I may as well. Now, I didn't look at it first because Alien Jim added the sawmill in the update, and I didn't even look to see how much it actually was, so I didn't realise it was only 20,000 at the time. Had it been a little bit more, I wouldn't have probably got it as soon as I did. But yeah, that was the main reason for going. That was just the fact it was so cheap compared to the carpenter. Flying Duck is saying he's on his Series S now. Farmer just saying. Hans saying that big combines usually a way to spend crazy lot of money. Yeah, it doesn't do anything different, it just saves time. That's what I keep saying to a lot of people that say you need to get a bigger combine or a bigger tractor, or you need to get a bigger... I think the one on No Man's Land at the moment that's getting a bit annoying is everyone, you need to buy a house, you need to upgrade your house. I'm just like, why? Why would I want to spend like 50,000-60,000 buying a house that's not going to do anything that the house I've got now doesn't do? It is the same with the combine. I won't go stupid crazy with, like, I'm not going to upgrade to like an ideal combine or anything like that. It will just be something that's a little bit bigger, just because it saves me a bit time then, and I'm not spending like 15-18 minutes of a time lapse harvesting one field. I mean, even upgrading to this class combine from the New Holland would be an upgrade. And it's going to be a while, yeah, it's going to be another probably 10 episodes or so before I get round to it. Maybe not that many, but I imagine by then with some of the production lines start picking up a bit more. With having more cows now as well, the milk production will increase. So it won't take long to start making a decent amount of money fairly regularly. It's one of the reasons why I haven't bothered buying, well, I sold the combines in both Elm Creek and Hoe Baler on and not bothered replacing them, because at the moment I just can't see the point in spending like 300,000-400,000 on a combine that's going to get used for an hour each year and then it's just going to be sat there. So I'm just kind of leasing one as and when I need one rather than invest that money into a combine. With No Man's Land, it's obviously a bit different because I've got the no leasing, no loan running on there, so I can't lease a combine, so I do have to own a combine. But yeah, there's obviously upgrading is not a necessity, but it would just be a nice thing to actually do, and you never know what might come up in the used equipment. Dylan saying the only big combines he's got on private server so far have all been used ones. Got myself an ideal now from the used section. Yeah, so if a decent combine comes up, just check the fence still there. It should be because we're only on ×1, but you never know. It's often time, I know a lot of people probably get annoyed watching my videos and you keep getting questions like, you should upgrade this, you need a bigger tractor, you need a bigger like cultivator, or I know I do, but I just don't have the money to do it, and I don't see the need in spending that money when that money can go to another field which is going to make me more money than having a larger combine or tractor is going to make me. Just looking at the fuel gauge on this, I should have refueled before we came over here. Don't think we're going to have enough to finish this field, are we? Got a little bit over there and this bit here. Well, we might do. Might just about have enough. Hans saying he still has his PS1 from '97, it still hasn't broken down. I've still got mine somewhere. I can't remember what year I bought my PS1. But yeah, I've still got mine knocking around. Somewhere, I say that actually, I think it was left in my mum's loft when I moved out. I did have my old Mega Drive. It may still be knocking around in my mum's loft. And I've still got my PS3 somewhere, and my PlayStation 2's I don't have anymore. I gave that to my little sister. Yeah, my Xbox 360, I sold that to my nephew. Yeah, I do have my PS1 knocking around somewhere with some of my old games still. I've still got the original Gran Turismo for it. And Grand Theft Auto. And I'm pretty sure I've still got Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 for the PS1 as well. Yeah, the fuel gauge doesn't completely go blank. It leaves a little green dot at the bottom of it. It's a bit the same with the empty trailers. It just shows up a little blue dot and 0%. I don't know why they don't just have it completely empty. Dylan's saying he's still got his Dreamcast somewhere. I never had a Dreamcast. My friend had a Sega Saturn and I had the PlayStation 1. And then he never bothered with the Dreamcast, he went for a PlayStation 2, same as me. I did have a GameCube for a little bit. I sold that one. I've still got my Xbox One Day 1 edition, and on my Xbox Project Scorpio, the Xbox One X I've still got as well. And I've also got an Xbox One S downstairs. So currently I've got 3 different Xbox Ones. Red Turb saying he's still got his original Atari. Now I don't have anything that old. Right, I've still got that bit off. I was thinking we'd done then. Other than that little bit over the right hand side. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast. Yeah, I never played on a Dreamcast. If I remember right, Dreamcasts weren't all that easy to get hold of. I remember one of my friends pre-ordered one and it never actually turned up. But the place he pre-ordered it from could never get any stock to actually fulfill the pre-orders for the Dreamcast. So in the end he gave up and bought the PlayStation 2 as well. Yeah, we'll sell some of the planks if we've got some. So anything, we've got some lettuce to sell, but I think the price for lettuce wasn't great when we looked. So I think there's about 8,000 litres of lettuce we've got. Current price is not great for lettuce, so we'll probably keep those for a little bit until the price is better. But yeah, if we've got a decent amount of planks, we could look at selling those. That'll give us a bit more money towards the new tractor as well. So price of planks currently is 2,400. Which, where are we? We're in August. So price has dropped from June, or I think it does. I really think this price fluctuation screen is absolutely awful. This to me just means nothing. It doesn't show you what the current price is, so I don't know how much this is supposed to be. Is that 3,000? Is it 5,000? Is this 2,400 what the current price is now? I have no idea how that chart's supposed to work. Whoever designed it did an awful job. They need some kind of guide on here to like down the side to say what prices these are, and also something to show what the current actual price is. So that's the current price 2,400, but I've got no idea where that relates to on this. I don't know if it's up here somewhere, it's down here. So yeah, whoever designed the seasonal fluctuations did a very poor job in my opinion. Hopefully they'll improve that for the next update, because it still needs work. Stormcall saying got the 60-foot header in the sail, should I buy it? If you're on a map that you can make use of it, then why not? Yeah, that line, every time I look, the line's either stuck right at the top here, on some of them it seems to work, but on others, like it's down there on there. On that one it's right at the top, so I don't know if that means that the price is above everything that's on there. But it's not clear, it needs to be made a lot clearer to the current prices for where it's showing. Do you see some tractor brands brake faster and some slower? I don't know about that. I don't know if there's a difference between tractor brands for... when I looked in the XML files for the wear rate, it's a multiplier. So there's several different multipliers for wear rate. There's one for general wear and tear, and then there's an increased one for driving in the field, and then there's another one for actually working, so pulling implements and things like that increased. I think the multiplier on the base game tractor was like ×5 for actual working with it. So when pulling like a cultivator or plough or something, it's a ×5 multiplier. I think just general field work, so driving in the field, is a ×3 multiplier. And I think the base is just ×1. Possibly some modders may have changed that to reduce the wear time on some mods, but I imagine base game stuff is pretty much the same across all the different brands and equipment. Dylan saying 2,400 for planks is a good price, 2,700 is the maximum. Okay, so we'll look at selling them. So I'm not sure how many we've actually got. I can't remember the last time we sold any. That's the stream before last. Bacon Genius Boy saying just won a basketball game. Oh, congratulations. Now I should look what the music actually is. Let's see if I can. Oh. What have I just done? What's this one? True Form. Oh. Yeah, I can't actually see what music's playing. It's kind of blocked by my chat screen. I'm using actually using an Epidemic Sound playlist on Spotify this time. Because the previous one, yeah, the last week's stream I had to remove from YouTube because I got a copyright claim on it. What I hadn't realised is I typed in Epidemic Sound for a music playlist to use, and it came up with the Epidemic logo for the picture and things, and I just started playing because I was a bit rushing because I was a bit late last week. So the first 30 tracks that were on that Epidemic Sound playlist, which I didn't realise at the time was set up by somebody else, so it wasn't an official playlist. So the first 30 tracks were not under the Epidemic license. So yeah, I got a copyright claim for like the first hour and 20 minutes of the stream or something. So yeah, I just decided to remove that. So yeah, apologies for anybody that's looking for that stream, it's no longer available. I just deleted it. I was going to go in and see if I could cut it out because I thought it may just be like the first few minutes, but now it was like over an hour of the actual stream. That's my own fault because I was rushing, I didn't check. Oh, we are full. That's me not paying attention. So yeah, this playlist is on Spotify. It's the Epidemic electronic playlist, I think it is. So there'll be a lot of stuff in here I've not used myself in any of my videos. It's like they did that so not only to copy the seasons mod from FS19. I don't to be honest, I don't think the seasons mod price fluctuations was all that good. I mean, it was a lot better than what they've done in game, but I think that could have been a bit better. What kind of annoyed me was it after a year it became pretty pointless because you always knew that what the midwinter was always the best price to sell certain crops. So it was kind of pointless having the price fluctuations because they never varied throughout the year. It was always the best price was always the same period of each season. I do like that new mod. I should have actually added it on here. The new mod that was released on the mod hub on Friday, I think it was, the supply and transport contracts. So you can take on a contract to supply a set amount of product. It does work on no man's land to a degree. The trouble is you do get contracts showing up that you need to deliver. I think the one contract I got up on my no man's land time lapse was for £20,000 to deliver 150,000 litres of water to my own large greenhouse. I was like, that wouldn't be bad. But it seems a bit weird delivering water to my own greenhouse and then getting paid for it. And 150,000 litres would probably take quite a long time. But we are all done harvesting. So we'll get this back over to the yard. Hopefully we won't run out of fuel on the way. But yeah, it does mean that some of the crop ones where we deliver to the farm store and possibly any other sell points we get, it does add that extra thing that we can do on no man's land because we can't actually do proper contracts for farmers. But we could possibly get contracts for delivering like 100,000 litres of oats or 100,000 litres of barley for a contract. So that's a pretty cool mod. Bradley saying, hey Sim, we want to ask if you have a different play style for the different kinds of filming you do. The Let's Plays, when I'm recording those, I try to do things a little bit more realistic than I do in time-lapse videos to a degree. Which generally, the Let's Plays are generally a little bit slower and a bit more laid back for me. Time-lapse is obviously a bit more full on, trying to do as much as I can each video. I don't tend to have a massively different play style. I just try to mix things up a little bit with what I do. Oh, where are you going? Put these out straight in the silo. So that's the harvesting all done for this year. There's nothing else we can plant now to harvest this year, I don't think. Pretty sure there isn't. No, we're in August. No. Only poplar, grass and oilseed radish. We can start looking at sowing canola. So once we've got a field prepped for that, so what we'll do for this, we'll just wash this off so it's nice and clean before we put it away. And we'll also refuel it. No doubt it'll sit there for till next year, and I'll completely forget that it needs fueling up, and I'll take it out to a field and run out of fuel in about 5 minutes. Jakub saying greetings from Poland, greetings to you. Anuvia's saying a big greetings from Mexico, hey to you. Good to see you back in the stream. Dylan saying that he personally just downloaded a price guide and printed it out because he don't like the way the game handle prices. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. You've got a kind of guide you can just quickly look at. But I've got no idea what the top price is for most things in 22 at the moment. To be honest, most of the time I don't even pay much attention. I just sell things when I need money. We need to put it on the other way around. Stormcore saying who got a mission for transporting 214,000 litres of raisins. I've just smashed the header into a rock. And I still didn't fuel up like I said I was gonna. 214,000 litres of raisins to the farm shop on No Man's Land mission. It's going to earn me 391k if he was able to do it. Like that. You'd probably have to plant grapes on the whole map, wouldn't you? I think that's a bit ridiculous because you'd have to probably have about 50 grape processing units to produce that many raisins in the time limit, unless you've been massively stockpiling them. Right. One thing I did install to the server was the sheds from Lancer Boy. Just because I was interested to see how much they actually cost. And that one's a little bit out of our price range at the moment. But we definitely do with a new shed at some point to store our equipment in. Because we are running out of space in these sheds. Yeah, how much in terms of raisins does a grape processing unit produce each year? I think some of the contracts may need a bit adjusting if you're getting stuff like that pop up. I'm trying to think what the other one... I had the water for the greenhouses pop up, and there was another one for... what was the other one for? There was another production based contract which is completely impossible. I think it was for tomatoes. I think it was like a ridiculous amount of tomatoes to be delivered to the store for more than what you would have got if you'd have sold them direct. But there's like, unless you've got about 10 greenhouses, there's no way you'd be able to produce that amount of tomatoes in time. Let's just leave that there for now. And we'll take this back, get this unloaded. So another 13,000 litres of oats in here. So how much have we got in our silo? So after the harvest we've got 20,900 litres of oats with another 13,000 to go in, 31,000 litres of barley and 56,414 litres of wheat from our first harvest. So that's not too bad. Obviously we'll look at selling those when coming winter when the price increases, but we'll keep some of the barley. We've only got 2 small chicken pens, so we don't need a huge amount to feed those. But we'll use the barley as it's generally the cheaper of the crops. Hannah's saying, are we talking industrial grape processing? I guess they do millions. In real life, yeah, I mean in game. Grape processing is one I've not looked at in game, so I don't know what their production rate is. So Storm soon, yeah, you might have to make a big storage area to store stuff. If I get a mission like that, yeah. It's the kind of thing though, is do you really want to store that amount of raisins just on the off chance you actually get a contract like that pop up? Billy's saying you're British, right? How come you don't say oilseed rape rather than canola? Because I've only ever played the game, and the game always refers to it as canola, so for me it's canola. I know in the UK it's OSR, rapeseed oil, but yeah, because I just go with what the game uses, so it's like corn as well, rather than maize. So no other reason from that. I'd never heard of like canola before I played FS. I'd probably driven past countless fields growing canola, oilseed rape, but not really paid much attention before I played Farm Simulator. So just that kind of thing. I just go by what the game is, because it's easier for everyone then that's not from Britain or other areas that refer to it as OSR. They know what you're talking about. It's the same with ploughing. In my subtitles on my videos, I'll give up spelling it the English way and just spelt it the way the game. Because I kept getting annoyed with people telling me I was spelling ploughing wrong. I was like, no, I'm not spelling it wrong. I'm spelling it how it's spelt in English. Right. How many straw bales are left over there, Stevie?
One second, I'll count them.
Let's just jump over there. We've got a few pallets of planks.
There's around 20 straw bales.
20 straw. Oh, you've moved them all already. Ah, nice one. So I might as well just keep them there for now. Well, that's more than what we'll need for a long time, but... Right, so... Oh, you've already loaded up some logs. Right, let's just check that fence still on sale. Yes. So what we'll do now... we'll head over to the forestry area. Right, what we'll do is, the price of planks is not too bad. I'll take the pallet forks on the bale trailer over there, and we'll load up the pallets of planks, and we'll sell those, and then we can get a load or two of logs done. So we're coming up to 9:15, so we've still got an hour and 45 minutes left. I've got 176 viewers watching, so if you've not yet hit that like button and you're enjoying the stream, then smash the like button. Fritz, are you playing with keyboard? I'm using an Xbox controller. I use the keyboard and mouse just for going through the menus and things. Kevin Gustafsson saying hello, hey to you. Crayden saying he's back. I had to move wood. Thank you for coming back. Maid, did you miss a lot? We've done 2 fields of harvesting oats and wheat since the start of the stream. Baled up all the straw from both of those fields as well. Other than that, that's a bit all we've done so far. But all our harvesting is now done until next year. Crayden Game saying, Sim, have you checked out your videos yet? I haven't yet. I need to just find the times I can actually sit down and properly watch one. But I will check out one of your videos soon. Let's just drop that off there. I don't know. We'll just try 2 pallets at a time. I will check them out though. I say at the moment, because I'm still trying to get my setup sorted, making changes to my setup and get that ready. So each week all my spare time is literally like trying to keep on top of getting the videos published, trying to make adjustments to Streamlabs ready for the stream. So this week I've been playing around with changing the microphone to hopefully improve the audio. So I purchased an Elgato Elgato Wave XLR and a new microphone this week. So I've been trying to play around getting that working for the Let's Play videos and getting it ready for the stream tonight. I think we really need to put the weight on the back of this tractor. And other things I've been...
Weight.
Sorry Stevie.
Your weight is at the back of the
Yeah.
sawmill.
Yeah, I'll go and grab it. Yeah, I left it there so I didn't have to come back over, go back over the farm if I forgot it. I've got these pallets are ridiculously heavy. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else I've been messing around with this week. I was setting up my new stream deck as well. I finally got around to getting a Stream Deck XL, so the 32 key stream deck to replace my 15 key one. So I've playing around getting that all set up so I can use it for the stream, so I can independently now change the game volume using the stream deck, the music volume, microphone volume, and the overall volume for all of them combined on a mix. Oh, there's the weight over here. So I've been setting that up as well. I've still been playing around with the green screen, trying to get that working, which I've pretty much got working now. I just need to adjust one of the lights, find a better position for it because it's still a bit fuzzy around the edges. One of the downsides to the Elgato pop-up green screen, it's a great bit of kit, it's just a little bit too narrow that you have to have it fairly close behind you to block everything out. The trouble is then when you get too close to it you end up with the green reflecting onto the back of you and you get a look. The chroma key then starts removing a little bit around you if you've got it set up right. So at the moment I've got that kind of like blurry outline around me where it's slightly removing parts of the image of me rather than just the green off the green screen. So I still need to play around with that a bit. Ruben saying hello from Romania, hey to you. Billy saying with maize there is different seeds. There's different types of corn, maize. What we grow in the UK is probably slightly different to what they're growing in the US. So this is why I went to auto load. I can't believe the giants have said they've improved the pallets. How can they have improved pallets when they're glitching out like crazy? I don't know. Maybe they'll improve them further for the next one. Big Cedar Ranch saying, what do you guys use for editing? I use Vegas Pro 19 currently. I've recently switched to that. I'm still yet to try out oh, come on. Right. See, these pallets are starting to really annoy me. Premiere Pro, Premiere, yeah, whatever the Adobe Premiere thing is for video editing. I can't remember what it's called. I purchased that in the sale, Black Friday sale, and I've still yet to actually try it. So I just find Vegas is so easy to use because I'm so used to it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to straighten this trailer out a bit because I've got it at a stupid angle, which doesn't make things easier. Oh, that should be a bit easier. A Cool Creeper 65, hi to you. Alan Smaller, the logging trailer is a mod. They're a mod. They're available on the in-game mod hub on PC and console. So they are the Forestry HW80. HW80. They're available on the in-game mod hub to download. They are nice and cheap. I think they're only 4,500 to buy, brand new. And I did mention, I think it was the last stream I was mentioning about the JCB Tele truck, and like that was released on Mod Hub. I think that was on Friday as well, or Thursday, Friday. Although it's a slightly newer version than the one I used to drive at work. Dylan, hang on, my brain's going. I'm saying he found the great processor. It produces 270 litres of raisins per hour. 270 litres of raisins, so that's going to take a long time to produce 310,000 litres. So Craydon saying his video posted 2 days ago has 652 views, and this morning he had 490 views. That's impressive for your channel. Nice, congratulations on that. I think a good amount for your videos on YouTube is generally 10 to 14% of your subscriber base. Any more than that, then you're doing really well, although it might not feel like it. So for me, 112,000, so a good amount of views on a video is 10 to 14% of that total, which is not a huge amount when you've got 100,000 subs, but like 10,000 on a video is like anything less than that, then I need to consider changing the videos, which is the point I'm getting to, unfortunately, on Elm Creek. Oops, my fault. Elm Creek and Hoe Baler are starting to get quite low views now. At the moment there's no real map to actually go to, and I did mention I don't really want to stop a series, but if views continue to fall, I'm probably going to have to consider it, trying to finish those up, or possibly moving everything onto a new map from where we are. So if a new French map come out, also like move all the equipment over that we've got on Hoe Baler onto that. I don't know yet. It's something I'm kind of don't want to do, but may have to, just to try and pick up interest in those series again a little bit. Craydon's also saying he's got the 64 gig of RAM, and when you have to handbrake and editing software is still pretty low, but it's a lot smoother than before. That's good to hear. Yeah, in Sony Vegas you get the option, you can increase the amount of RAM it uses. So on my old system, because I had 64 gig of RAM in that, I set it to like use 50% of that, which didn't make a huge difference, but it did help quite a bit. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to get some DDR5 RAM so I can upgrade to 64. It does help when you're doing the video editing, having that extra RAM. Kevin saying this is nice, good job, thank you. Dylan saying turn seasons off. Does seasons affect the production rates? or does it still go for a monthly cycle now with the update? So I think the turning of seasons off, I don't know if they changed it with the last update, but prior to the update, turning seasons off it still didn't seem to make much difference. Everything still took as long as it took, but you could just plant out a season. So last 3 pallets to put on, then we'll go and sell these. And then I think Stevie's got a load of logs ready to go as well. So looks like you'll be upgrading your tractor in a bit. Oh, come on, pallets. I've only got 2 left. Ozone pro tip, you should start with clickbait titles and thumbnails. Clickbait titles if you still actually, if they're good clickbait titles and thumbnails, as in you actually, what the actual thumbnail and title is what's actually in the video. If it's completely unrelated to the video as a clickbait title, then I would not recommend doing that. But yeah, the best way to on YouTube is to have good clickbait thumbnails and titles, and also titles that are optimized for search rather than something that nobody's going to search for. My thumbnails, I've been a bit lazy with them the last few weeks. I just haven't had the time to spend doing them. So I was trying to make them a little bit better than I did in 19, but kind of gone back to just, oh, that'll do, screenshot. Wow, there's that. Come back, pallet. I didn't mean what I said about you being awful. No need to try and get away from me. And Darsan, did you see Black Sheep Modding's post? The Old Stream Farm is finally being tested. Yeah, I did. That is possibly a map I would consider moving everything over from hoe baler onto, and then just continuing what we're doing on there from that. So sell everything off apart from the equipment, take all the equipment and any money we've got, and then buy new land and then carry on. But I don't know. I may just put a thing up on the community post and see, like a vote, see what people want to do. Because it gets difficult when you start, you know, I'm not putting any less hours into Elm Creek or hoe baler on. I know today's Elm Creek video was fairly short, but it actually took me over 4 hours to do with the sugar beet harvest and doing the cotton. I would have, if I'd have had more time, I would have actually done a bit more in the video to extend it, but I just really didn't have any extra time. So it's, yeah, it kind of is disheartening when you see that I'm not putting any extra, less effort into those, but the views are nowhere near as much as No Man's Land. So it's difficult to justify continuing it if the interest is not there. Yeah, that pallet bugged out. I say, when these pallets go crazy, they proper go crazy. Wafa, how do you download game FS22? You can download it from Giants. If you look in the video description below, there may be a link to the Giants website to download FS22, which is an affiliate link. So if you were to purchase the game through that link, I would earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So it just helps support the channel. Or Steam is probably the easiest if you've got Steam on PC. Dylan saying, yeah, sugar beets and cotton are held all by yourself. Yeah, I took on the sugar beet contract because I hadn't done any root crops in FS22 yet, and I didn't realise when I took it out that they hadn't given me the largest sugar beet harvester. So they gave me this one, the Panther 2, rather than the Tiger, which is rather annoying when I realised that, because it was a fairly big field. Yeah, picking titles, thumbnails. Titles at the moment, I'm just picking a list of what I'm doing in the video. But thumbnails, it's difficult to pick one out and make it super interesting. And often, the biggest problem I have is I often forget to actually take a screenshot when I'm recording. So there's many times where I've come to publish a video and then to do the actual thumbnail and I've realised I haven't actually took a picture. And I'm like, there's been perfect opportunities in the video to get a half decent thumbnail and I've completely missed it. So 33,760 for that, so we're up to 66,172. And Stevie's just about to sell his load of lumber. So 102,000. So we have now got enough to get the vent. Yeah, if you sell the Valtra and see if you've got enough to get the Fent and upgrade it to the 724. I don't know if we'll have enough, it may just be a little bit short. It's 133,000 we need for the 724. First to the shop. Genesis X Gaming, I don't know you, but did you try to create roads with a shallow cultivator? The immersion driving in such roads is satisfying. No, I haven't. I haven't tried that, no. Craden saying he was able to restart and now he's not withered. What, you had a field wither on you? I've messed up my no man's land time lapse because I forgot to do the weeding on one field and I skipped through the night and it's gone to the stage where it needs spraying with herbicide and I don't have a sprayer. I don't really want to buy a sprayer just to do one field of herbicide, so it's kind of gonna just leave the weeds in for this time. And I could have reset it with a save game back up, but it wasn't right at the end of the previous episode. It was a lot of work I'd have to redo, so I just thought I'd leave it. Yeah, we need a front loader as well. Unless it come with front loader. Did it come with front loader?
I put loader attachment on it and just used the loader I already had.
Yeah. Did you have enough to get the 724 version then?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, a nice one. So that means that we can start getting a little bit larger implements now. So we've got more horsepower to pull it, and you'd probably be able to pull the larger spreader with that, wouldn't you now?
I'd say so, yeah.
So I could upgrade the Massey to a Valtra G series in the used equipment sale. What was I looking for? I was going to look at this horsepower requirement. 260 for the 6MT. Possibly could get away with pulling that with a Fent. But I think in terms of prepping the fields, I think we might stick with the subsoilers for now. I don't think there's anything else 4 metre wise. That needs 160. Don't think the Massey would pull that. It's a little bit too big for our Massey. Cultivators, where are cultivators? 160, 140 for 3 metre. With the current Massey, we're not going to be able to get anything bigger than the 4 metre subsoiler we've got. That only takes 130 horsepower. Considering what it is, seems a little bit low compared to some of the disc harrows and cultivators. Right, let's just drop that off. We'll drop the pallet forks back off over here. Completely missed the shelf. Billy's saying, hey, Sim changed to one Erlingrat. Yeah, Erlingrat never got good views for me on 19, and I doubt there'd be much interest in it on 22. I think myself and a lot of other YouTubers I know didn't do a huge amount on Erlingrat because there just didn't seem to be much interest in the map from viewers. It's a nice map, but the views I was getting on Erlingrat were shocking at the time, so I just had to stop it. I was like, do we have any fertilizer? Should have bought some bags of fertiliser back with us. I didn't think of that when we was at the store, because it would be best to apply some fertiliser to the fields before we get the next crop in, so then we don't have to fertilise it once again. This spreader's not too bad, but it doesn't hold a great deal either. Alright, now we'll keep that on. Let's get the big bag. Did I buy the big bag handler? Oh, I'm getting confused now between save games. Sure, I bought a big bag handler. Oh, you've got it. I was going to say, where's that gone? What was I was thinking then of, sure, we bought a big bag handler. Yeah, there's barely any fertiliser in here to make it worth even bothering to try and do. So we might as well drive. We'll use the 100 litres that's in here. I'll drive down to the store and fill this up. A good thing about this spreader, it does have a decent spread on it. I'd say it's just a bit low on the capacity. Han's saying, I guess after the hype, shortly after the Race 22, viewer interest is just leveling out a bit right now. Yeah, views dropped quite a bit after New Year. In general, like for about a week or so after New Year, like views completely dropped. I think that was a lot of people going back to work and having less time to actually watch videos and stuff. And it's always that thing, you have that huge spike because the game's new, and then it kind of levels out a bit. So it's always going to happen. But No Man's Land videos are still getting a decent amount of views. But the other series, like I think the last Elm Creek and Hoe Baler on, barely broke 10,000 views, which is like less than half what I'm getting for No Man's Land. So it just shows a lot of, I think it doesn't help as well because the game being new, so few maps, it's like every other YouTuber has been doing the same maps, and I think people are getting fed up with those maps as well. So until more maps come out and then you get more variety between different YouTubers of what maps they're doing, it kind of is everyone's doing the same thing. Ruben saying, if you say hello in Romania, I give you a like. I have no idea how to say hello in Romanian. Christian saying hello, hey to you. Craden saying he skipped way too much time, but now he's ready to harvest a few. That's a good job you managed to save it. And Hans saying, I guess after the hype. I've read that one. What am I doing, Sim? Craden saying 6 minutes of the time lapse so far. That's 6 minutes you're into recording, rendering. I'll get your corn and soybeans withered. Oh, I'm getting far too hot in here. I just drove all the way down here. We don't actually have any money to buy any fertiliser. Oh. No, don't put that in. I'll take that back to the farm. I'm gonna see how much I can get out of the spout, because it's a lot cheaper out of here. I may not be able to get a huge amount out of it, but I'll be able to get some.
The spout is actually much more expensive.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was cheaper.
Last time I spent 3,500 on 1,000 litres.
Oh. Yeah, it cost 258. I thought it was a little bit cheaper. I know the lime's dirt cheap from it. Oh well. Looks like we ain't gonna get much fertilising done. Might have to sell a few more trees. What we will do though is just speed up time a little bit. Billy Sim, if everyone is doing the same thing, why not do Erlengracht? Precisely, nobody's doing Erlengracht because there'll be no interest in it. I started it for the streams just because it was the only map I hadn't done yet. But I did say when I started the streams on Erlengracht I would probably switch to a mod map as soon as one come out. Yeah, I don't fancy doing Erlengracht. I've tried it in 19, it didn't do very well, so I'd rather wait for another mod map to move to first, to be honest. I don't think it'll be long before we start getting a few more out. I know there was that one released yesterday, I think it was, that I can't even remember what it was called, construction map or something. I haven't had a look at that. From the look of the screenshots, it didn't look like a map that it particularly interests me too much. We could always sell the pallets of lettuce. We're desperate for money. I don't know if we can get the one field done, and then we can sow canola in that using the. We have got Michael, thank you very much for the subscription. We have got some seed. Sure. I think we've got some seed. We may have put ourselves in a difficult situation. Well, not too difficult. We could just sell some logs to make some money. So we've got the lettuce as well. So Hans saying he's off for a smoke. Lots more expensive at the selling state map station. That's strange that he's set it. Because normally Alien Gym maps, you can usually buy stuff cheaper than you can sell it for. Craden saying he needs to record probably an hour to get half. Probably an hour and a half to record for tomorrow. Yeah, it's something different, Billy, but there's no point me switching from one of the maps I'm doing now to a map that's not going to get any more views than what I'm doing now. Yeah, the prices at the shop are different to what you can buy. I think I filled up with slurry, which is from the farm store shop, and that was a little bit more expensive than I expected it to be. Although for 20,000 litres it wasn't too bad, but I thought it was going to be like about 500. I think it was about 1,700 in total. Kránitz saying he doesn't know how to edit his thumbnails. Myers 1925 edits his thumbnails. I just do mine in Photoshop. So I take the screenshots using the screen capture on the GeForce Experience. Then I take it into Lightroom just to adjust the colours slightly. So I usually just increase the contrast and the dark areas, like darken the darks, lighten up the lights a little bit, and then I'll put a little vignette on it, so just darken the edges so it kind of makes the middle pop a little bit more. And then they're transferred over to Photoshop, where I actually put like the text and the other graphics onto the thumbnail itself. So I don't spend as much time as I should on thumbnails. Ooh, I completely forgot about the sorghum. We've got a whole field of sorghum that's ready to harvest. How the hell did I forget about that? Because it's the other side of those trees. Literally just looking at the map thinking, why is that field showing as orange? Okay, so we've actually got some more harvesting to do. Trying to think now, because I actually want to do canola. Oh, we can do canola in September, can't we? Sorghum. Yeah, we can also harvest the sorghum next month as well. Again, best price for these isn't until winter though, so it's nice even if we can sell anything. Decision. So let me know in the chat, should we harvest the sorghum now or get canola planted instead for something different for the last hour or so of the stream? Because we have done quite a bit of harvesting, so we could leave that till next time, as we don't need to do it today. Storm saying he's finally back, had problems with the internet, well, good to see he's back. Mem Game saying hi. Room saying he's good FS22 on Xbox One. I have not played FS22 on Xbox One, but I imagine it's not vastly different to the PC version, which I think is really good. The best FS yet in my opinion. Harvest plant, harvest first canola. Harvest canola, so we're getting mixed. Keegan saying canola. Yeah, I think we'll get the field prep for sowing with canola. I'll drop off the front loader because we don't need that currently. I'd say repair the tractor, but that's not an option because we've got no money. Hans saying he don't mind rather harvest plant here for chin. I'll do the get the field prep just for something different. I say I don't mind either way. Oops. Can always start the harvest if we get this finished, depending how long this will take. So we'll put canola in this field next time. It's a decent sized field. Just check. Possibly what we'll look at is getting 25 next if we buy any more land at some point. And then we can extend the field into that. Yeah, went into debt for the canola, so Calvin saying, I for one enjoy your content regardless of what map you play on. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that do. That's kind of one of the reasons why I don't really want to just finish a series. I'd rather, well, not just stop a series without actually having some kind of ending to it. But it's hard because when I'm getting a lot less views, obviously that affects my income at the end of the day. So it's kind of like somebody where you work, your boss coming to you and saying, well, I expect you to do the same amount of work next week, but you're only going to be paid half the amount of money for it. I don't think there's many people that would agree to it. And it's the kind of that same position for me with the videos is I'm only earning half the amount of money for videos in one series to what I can get on No Man's Land, and it's where I'm not doing any less work, so it does kind of get a bit frustrating at times. But you know, I'm grateful for those that do choose to view the videos, because obviously without the viewers then I wouldn't be earning any money at all. Craden, is your photo editing software free? No, mine is part of the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. There are plenty of free options for thumbnails that you can use. I can't remember the names of any of them at the moment without looking anyway, but there are several good options for free like editing thumbnails. Naldo play saying self, code saying mix. I'm sure, I don't know if you can pick that up in the microphone, but there's a lot of fireworks going off nearby. Seems a bit of random time of the year to be setting off fireworks. And considering I live in the countryside, there's not many places around that would be setting off fireworks as well. Sim, do you think stones need to be nerfed a bit? Yes, I do. I wouldn't mind doing the stones if it was a bit more random to when they popped up, like it was completely random and they just popped up in the odd small patch here and there. I think that the fact that they covered like 80% of the field is a bit excessive. So I was quite pleased when I was doing Calmsden Farm that when I played that field I only got small stones appear, so I was able to just remove most of them with the roller rather than the a few larger medium ones that are around the edge of the field, because I really didn't fancy doing that field with a stone picker, and I actually forgot to turn stones off because I was going to turn them off before I played the field. and then I completely forgot to do it, and that was on. And then because I saw there was only small stones, I thought might as well just leave them for now. I kind of like the fact that they've added it as a feature, because it is something that farmers occasionally have to deal with. But yeah, it is far too excessive. It would be nice if you could just get the small stone picker and go out and pick up the random patches here and there, rather than having to go over the entire field. Ivan, how long have you been playing FS? Since FS 2015 was the first one I played. Although I played it quite a bit until I got bored of the base game maps, because I was on Xbox, I didn't have any mods. And after I kind of earned enough money to buy all the big equipment and got bored of the game, I never went back to FS15. I bought FS17 when that first released, and I did pretty much the same thing on Goldcrest Valley. Played it quite a bit, built up to the point where I'd got a lot of big equipment and was making quite a bit of money, and then got bored of it. Didn't play it again for ages, and then went back to it just after Christmas, after the Platinum Edition has been released for it. I don't know why, I just felt like playing Farm Sim, so I went back to it on the Xbox. And I actually started looking through the mod hub, and that's when I started saw the West Coast, and Seasons was out, and West Coast was just about to be released on mod hub, and that's what really got me hooked. And from there I went on to like put over 600 hours into that map, and then eventually switched to PC, and I put a lot of hours in on PC, and then started doing the videos. So I've been playing since 15, but like properly playing it quite a bit since 2018, so around about early 2018 I think it was, or maybe just towards the end of 2017 itself, when I started properly getting into FS. I say the last version I had just under 6,000 hours in total on FS19. And Scott saying time for him to go. Well, thank you again, Scott, for helping out with the chat and stopping by to watch the stream. I appreciate your help, and take care, and yeah, have a great week. Ruben, I am 38 years old. Charlie saying, hey Sim, I had COVID this week and now I'm negative again. That's good to hear. Hope you're feeling a lot better as well, and I am very well, thank you for asking. Han saying, yeah, it's not just about the income, it's also about you enjoying what you do and getting the feeling that we enjoy it. Yeah, it's also, yeah, my enjoyment as well, and there are times where I've struggled to enjoy maps and I've persevered when I shouldn't have done. At the moment I'm still, well, kind of mixed about Hobe Aileron and Elm Creek. There are times where I'm really enjoying it, and then there's other times where it's just becoming a bit of a drag. I don't know, I say at the moment I don't have like definite plans to switch. I want to persevere with them, but we'll see how we go. I keep being, probably part of it is I'm being too hard on myself with the progress, because I keep thinking I've only done like 20 episodes or just over 20 episodes on each, which isn't a huge amount. Sometimes it feels like I've done like 50 odd episodes and I've barely done any progress on them. But I know I'm getting close to that point with both of them where progress will start picking up a bit more, because it'll be a lot easier to start making more money. Again, I think the thing that gets me about both of those series is I jumped in without really knowing FS22, and I kind of played it as if it was the same as FS19, then quickly found out that it wasn't. I did find it quite tough to start making money at the start of the both of those series. Made a few bad decisions as well. Hannah's saying about the stones, many farmers that comment vids on other channels claim that stones really are such a big muscle in reality. I can imagine they are. They're not going to be a simple thing to deal with. I bet it's one thing a lot of farmers probably wish they never had an issue with them. Doing a very good job of this, keeping this straight, am I? Yeah, we remove stone in the bucket, but how quick does the bucket fill up? Does it take a while to actually fill up? And I'm presuming you're probably limited then to how wide you can actually have your disc arrow, because it's not going to be pick up a huge amount, is it? Like width wise. I'm sure there'll be a few mods out soon which make the removal of rocks a bit easier and quicker. But I'm presuming as well a lot of those will probably go well beyond the realms of realism. Ivan's saying I really like these types of streams. I feel like it connects you better to your watchers. Thank you for making them. Yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to start live streaming, was because the time-lapse videos are great, but I don't get that kind of connection with the audience. So the streams are great because you can interact a bit more, I can answer questions, everyone can get to know me a little bit more, rather than just being time-lapse videos that could be anybody that's making them. And I'm enjoying doing the streams as well. They're good fun, especially getting to like chat with everybody, and it's a big break from just sitting here on my own doing a time-lapse video. Yeah, oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? You can continue to fill with some stuff beyond 100%, and it. Yeah, to be honest, if I was doing that, I'd rather just disable stones. To be honest, it just seems like a lot of extra hassle. I might as well just switch him off if you're doing that, to be honest. Sim, you have a real knack for driving straight, not using GPS mod. That is when you aren't distracted. Like, yeah. I tried doing it with a steering wheel, and I found it pretty much impossible to keep perfectly straight with my steering wheel. I was like, I really need to mess around with the settings on that. With the Xbox controller though, it's so easy to do, because you can just literally flick the analog stick to adjust the degrees ever so slightly. Whereas with the wheel I was bouncing around like between 89.5, 90.5. It was like slight wiggling all over the place. Big Cedar Ranch, where are you from? I am from Worcestershire in the United Kingdom. Craden Gaming, no, I'm not a parent, only of dogs. I don't have any children. So we've got, are there any moderators left in chat right now? I don't know. Steve is one of my moderators, but he's obviously busy on the stream, so he can't moderate the chat. Earth Hunter is one of my other ones, and he's not been around tonight. Scott is also one, and I think I have one other moderator, I think. So possibly there is no moderator in the other than Nightbot. I find it a lot easier to keep straight in 22 than I did in 19. Part of that may be down to the controller I'm using is slightly different. It's got a slightly better analog stick on it, the top, so it's a lot easier to control. Charlie saying he lets the workers do most of the work while he mows grass fields. If we have got a bit of money now. Yeah, I used to play that when I first started playing FS15. I used to get workers to do everything. So if it was a job I could get a worker to do, I would get a worker to do it. And I'd literally only do the jobs that workers couldn't do. It's funny how I've changed how I play the game. Because I remember when I first played it, and the thought of doing this field, to me at the time, like, I was like, oh, that's such a chore, like ploughing or cultivating a big field. It's like, just get a worker to do it. But now I don't know, I just find it really relaxing doing jobs like this. So Craden's asking Stevie, how is your baby? Oh, is your baby your first child, should I say?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it is. I don't know if you can hear how well you can hear Stevie on the stream. Well, I can just about hear you, but the music's a bit too loud for me because the music you're hearing is at a different level to what I'm hearing because it's on a separate mix. I'm listening to the monitor mix, which has got a different volume setting for the music to the stream mix. So the music's a little bit too loud for me. I could do with actually turning it down, but that's one thing I forgot to actually map to the stream deck. There's the actual volume for myself. That's another thing I need to add. I don't mind using workers, I'm not completely against workers, but I just like to do the field work myself. So Hannah's saying we can hear Stevie, but his Irish accent is really heavy sometimes. Craden's combine ran out of fuel in the middle of combining soybeans. I need to run out of fuel in the not the next No Man's Land video that's out, the one after that. I was harvesting away and then all of a sudden just looked, I was like, oops, I'm almost out of fuel. And I had to go and sell some stuff to get enough money to buy a fuel tank to put at the yard so I could refuel the actual combine. So if you're watching that video, there's a kind of break where I'll stop harvesting just to randomly go and sell stuff so I can actually buy some fuel. And I have actually fixed the fuel gauge on the case tractor on No Man's Land time-lapse series as well. I worked out how to adjust the XML file so it actually shows up. Not sure why the modder hasn't actually updated that yet, unless they're not actually aware it's an issue. Ivan saying, what's your favourite map in FS out of the ones you're recording on? Currently, this No Man's Land is my favourite on 22. Just because I can make it however I want it to be. What am I doing? while I'm I'm gonna get back into the game. We're like playing halfway across the field. I just had to turn the music down for myself because it's starting to get a bit too much for me. Although I think I've turned it down a little bit too much because now I can't hear it at all. Oh, now I can. That's alright, must be in between tracks. That's a bit better. That's more bearable for me. Ruben, do you have a wife? Yes, I do. I've been married for... I should know this straight away. Trying to think what year it is. 12 years this year. Trying to think, I was still like in a time loop. Is it 2001, 2002? Yeah, I've been married 12 years this year. Craden saying he just took out a loan to buy a fuel trailer. Yeah, that was my only option, was to buy a fuel trailer or buy one of the fillable fuel tankers at the yard, and I went with the fuel tanker. I got the fuel tank. Craden saying he needs to catch up on that series. I'm on episode 16 of your series. On No Man's Land, episode 16. Yeah, Fanatic Farm, the fuel usage on my No Man's Land is on high, and I think it's on high on all the series. Don't know what it is on here. Yeah, it's on high on here as well. I'll turn the dirt down though. No wonder our equipment's getting dirty so fast. Yeah, on all my series the fuel usage is on high. Andrew, yes, this is No Man's Land. Hannah saying, thank God your wife isn't watching the stream. Oops, head-on collision then. Yeah, she doesn't watch the streams. Although, to be fair, I had to remind her the other day that it's nearly our 15th anniversary next month. So it's like 15 years ago next month when we actually first met. Which she didn't realise it was that long, so I think I may have got a bit of a let off with that. Thomas Gaming saying hi, hey to you. Thanks for stopping by the stream. So we are 10:15, so I've got about 45 minutes left. Because we can use the weeders, we can use to sow canola. So they're 9 meters, so it really won't take too long to actually do the sowing. Come on, Massey, get going. It's not No Man's Land, it's two man's land. Yeah, two man's land and Barbara are down at the shop. So last little bit on this, and then we'll switch over to the weeders and get the canola sown. Oh, there's a log there. Keep finding random logs around the map that we've missed in the grass. Fanatic Farm, what do you think of the new construction map? I mentioned it briefly earlier, I couldn't remember what it was called. I haven't downloaded it to have a look around, I just saw a few of the screenshots. It's kind of a bit like No Man's Land, but it's got a bit more stuff on it to start with by the looks of it. I don't think I'll do anything on it. But yeah, I don't know, I may download it to look at, but I'm probably doubtful I will actually do anything on that map. Is this your own music playlist? This is the Epidemic Sound electronic playlist on Spotify. So it's not my own created playlist. Just for something a bit different, because the Epidemic playlists I've got set up are a bit repetitive with all the time-lapse videos as well and music, so thought I'd try this one and see what it was like. Just for something a bit different. And there's a lot of music on here that I've actually never come across on Epidemic Sounds myself, which I might have to try and look through the playlist to see what they are to use them in my videos. Because there's been some good stuff that I've not heard before. So it's one of the downsides of Epidemic Sounds. Well, not so much a downside, it's a good thing to have that there's so much stuff on there that it's difficult to find new stuff that you haven't heard. Because there's so much stuff to go through that often I just go by the recommended stuff that's based on what I've downloaded before, and often you don't get too much stuff that you haven't used before come up on there. So it's nice to listen to something different and possibly find a new few tracks to use, just to mix things up a little bit more. Stormcall, so what sheds do you plan on using on the No Man's Land time-lapse? For the farmyard, mostly for now, just the stuff that's included in the Bavarian farm pack. So I'm going to get a few more sheds that are included in that round the main farmyard. As for other areas of the map, I'll put a few sheds around for different equipment. Jonah Henriksen, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. As for the other areas of the map, it will depend on possibly what mods become available. Right. Oh, Stevie's got the big bag seed. I knew we had one somewhere. Was that over by the sawmill?
Yes, down behind the sawmill.
Okay. So I knew we had a bag seed. I was like, sure I saw a bag seed somewhere. I might take out what's in here as well, if there's any left in this. Yeah, 618 in there, which will probably be more than enough actually for the canola. It really doesn't take a lot at all. By the way, how much time do you spend on listening and sorting out music for your videos? It always seems well catered. The music can at times take the longest part of editing a video. Trying to find stuff. The tools on Epidemic Sounds are pretty good for finding stuff. So what I usually do is find one track I've not used for a while or not used before, then use the recommended, which brings up a lot of decent stuff, but often I can sit there and listen through 10-15 tracks that come up and not find another one that kind of I like. So yes, sometimes it can be a fairly quick process, and then other times it can take me a while to go through listening to various different stuff, because at the moment I'm just trying to not use a duplicate track I've used on FS22 before yet, so I'm trying to avoid using something I've used already on FS22. So I'm just trying to go through finding new tracks at the moment and go through stuff I haven't used before. The webcam chat person, yeah, it's under a different account now. Yeah, the previous one was banned, but that's a different account. They just keep popping up remaking accounts. The trouble is with YouTube, it's far too easy for anybody to set up an account and do stuff like that, which is rather annoying. So I've banned that one, and then next week there'll probably be a new one pop up. Emma saying hi, hey to you. Yeah, the power of bot programming. You'd think by now YouTube would have some better filters for the live streams, like direct on YouTube, to get rid of stuff like that. Do you have a favourite artist on Epidemic Sound? One of my favourites is probably Hallman. I like a lot of the Hallman stuff. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think there's any. There's possibly one or two tracks of Hallman's that not particularly keen on. Thomas Skilderberg is another one I really like. A lot of his stuff. So Hallman gets used quite a lot, but I've pretty much used a lot of his stuff to death. I don't think there's not much stuff I haven't used of his. Same probably with Thomas Skilderberg as well. Swift 7, I like some of the Swift 7 stuff, but there's not a huge amount on there from Swift 7. Hopefully there'll be some more stuff, some new stuff from them soon. Hans saying he's a programmer and always wants to take a close look at the bot program, but never found the time to do so. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all works. But it does surprise me that YouTube haven't come up with a better system, like internal system for live streaming for stuff like that. Picking up on those sorts of channels and getting rid of them. Kránitz saying he has 33 hours on Calmsden Farm and 141 hours on No Man's Land. That's a lot. 33 hours already on Calmsden. How many episodes have you done on Calmsden Farm now? Fanatic Farm saying I was watching Goon Squad, which is a car channel, and he has so many pornography spammers in his comments. Yeah, there's I've noticed on a few channels as well, they tend to reply to other comments, which don't get flagged up as easy, but it surprises me that some big YouTubers don't disable links in their chats. I have links disabled so they don't show up, so they can't do stuff like that. But when I was the one channel I was doing, I was looking through, and some of the replies were just like a link to a nefarious site, should we say. It's probably one of these big channels that doesn't have the time to go through all the comments, but you'd think they'd just disable links. Blocking spammers like the one above must be the easiest thing. I am surprised they can't handle that better. Yeah, you'd think they would be able to. D Ninja, sorry, howdy, how to you. Kránitz working on episode 8 of his Calmsden Farm series. Maybe one day YouTube will get their arses in gear and improve that sort of thing. Comes to something when YouTube are getting like offering exclusive contracts to streamers from Twitch to come to YouTube and to do exclusive deals on YouTube for live streaming and stuff, but then their live streaming platform kind of sucks, and that you have to rely on like OBS and Streamlabs to do a lot of the stuff, which I think it would be great if YouTube had their own kind of internal streaming software to use rather than use a third-party application. Bradley saying he's got 67 hours on Calmsden already. Wow, you're dedicated. If I wasn't obviously doing the videos and doing like Elm Creek and Hobaler on as well, I'd probably have a lot more on there, but it is a very nice map. It is, I say, a bit big though. Everything does seem to take a hell of a long time to do on there. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to getting back onto Calmsden to get the next episode recorded. I've only ever streamed on YouTube, so I don't know, like, compared to Twitch, what it's like to stream on Twitch or other platforms. It's fairly straightforward to stream on YouTube, but I think some of the problem is there was that period of time where YouTube kind of just abandoned streaming, like pushing streams, and they kind of I think, to be honest, YouTube didn't do themselves any favours. Like, they pushed a lot of streamers over to Twitch. I mean, it felt like there was that period of time where it felt like streaming on YouTube was a complete waste of time, because they just didn't seem bothered about streaming. They was more bothered about pushing video content. But it does seem like recently they have, they are making some adjustments to YouTube to try and improve streaming a little bit, but I think they could still do a lot more. Fanatic Farm saying Calmsden is a pretty good map, I just can't enjoy playing it like I do American maps for the reason I have more room to breathe. Not a fan of the tight roads and edged in fields, and especially some of the narrow gateways. I was struggling on some of the gateways. They are tricky to get through, even with what I'd probably consider small to medium equipment. Yeah. So for me, because I've never streamed on Twitch, I don't really watch Twitch streams. I've only ever watched one Twitch stream in the past, so I can't really compare it to anything. So I don't know. So what the benefits to Twitch are, how much better it is better. Right, so that's the canola all done. So we've got just under half an hour left. So what we'll do, we'll jump back in the harvester and start harvesting the sorghum. And then, because next time we can look at getting... Oh, Stevie's in the harvester, so Stevie will go and start the sorghum. So we'll take the trailer over for him. I just think what other crops we could actually do. Well, in this field, after we've done the sorghum, next time we could put barley in this one. Could then possibly leave these ones till next year and do some different crops like sunflowers or... Trying to think what else we could do. So, sunflowers, corn. Maybe we could do some corn next year. We definitely want to do at least one field of barley or wheat so we can get some more straw for next year. But so we can do that next month, so that's not a huge issue. Craden, how many hours you got no man's land? I had no idea without looking. I can't remember what I'm up to. Right, we'll go and take the trailer over because sorghum's a fairly well yielding crop. So hopefully we'll get a decent amount off the field. Oh, did I forget to fuel the combine?
Yes.
I told you I'd forget. Oh. Okay, I said then when I was there, I said, I'll fuel the combine, and I still forgot to fuel the combine. Nope. My apologies for that. Oh, I can't take the Fendt, that's Stevie's. Look, he's got his number plate on. We'll get another tractor soon. Another around about 250 horsepower or so. What we'll do, we'll speed up time a little bit. So we probably won't get this finished off because that's quite a big field actually to do. We've only got, what, 25 minutes left, so we'll see where we get up to, and if there's only a tiny little bit left, we'll finish it off.
I can't finish off a time lapse half patrol job, so
Yeah.
I'll stay on and finish it if I have to.
Yeah, I don't mind staying on for a little bit if it's going to take a little bit longer. That's not an issue for me. What I'm going to look at is... Yeah, so we're going to want to upgrade our tractor. I say if we're lucky enough to get something decent turn up in the used equipment. Maybe a T7, maybe a little bit too big. So possibly something like the Class Action would be a not bad upgrade, around about 250, maybe 264, so 214,000 for one of those. How much is that? 212. So yeah, we're looking around about probably 200,000. will you ever do a 4x map? I've done 4x maps in the past. I did Midwest Horizon. I did start on Medicine Creek, and I did somewhere in Thuringia. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation. That is in German. I did that as well, which is a 4x map. Get the Landini. Possibly, yeah. It's not a tractor I've used before yet, so we'll have a look when the time comes. As for 4x maps in 22, it depends what comes out. Medicine Creek was a nice map, but I had far too many performance issues with it. Stone Valley, I did the 2x version rather than the 4x version. I was torn between doing the 4x, and then Stone Valley didn't do very well anyway, and I ended up finishing that early and never got back to it. So I possibly will do another 4x map. It just depends what comes out. The Robo 6 is only 150k. Okay. What's the horsepower on that? 190. Yeah, I think I want something a little bit more than 225, to be honest. What's the McCormick? That's 240 for 195. Yeah, we'll see. I say, cause we could have anything pop up in the used equipment, so who knows what we'll get. Right, what we'll do, as we still have the rollers, even though they're not the ones I wanted, we may as well roll the canola. Alsa Track, I have given donation. Thank you very much for that. If you've done it through PayPal, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I won't get the notification for a while. But yeah, I appreciate your donation. Thank you for that. I've just got the notification come through for that, so thank you. I appreciate that. You are very generous. The Massey 8S. Yeah, we'll decide when we come to actually having the money to do it. At least this roller's pretty fast. It's not the one I wanted. I wanted the Mayo one, which is the 8.2 meter, but I installed the wrong mod when we bought this. How about the big JD mod? Yeah, I looked at that last week. It's a bit of an ugly tractor, but I do have it installed on here, so it is a possibility to upgrade to. So that's for the next stream anyway. Lachlan Hegarty saying hi, hey to you. Yeah, possibly the JD. I say you can't really argue with 90k for a 300 horsepower tractor or so. Yeah, thank you for the donation also, I've got that, appreciate that. Ivan, is there any way you could give us an in-depth map tour of No Man's Land, because it's very hard to keep up? I will be doing like a slightly, like a flyover, like a drone kind of shot in a few episodes time when I've made a few more changes, but yeah. Possibly I will do a like a tour video. I did plan on doing one from 19, then I never got round to actually doing it. This is the one downside to rolling. It's very difficult to actually see where you've been at times. Oh, I've probably got a feeling I'm missing bits. Yeah, I missed a huge chunk there. I don't think we actually started on the field until a bit further in. Yeah, it is a bit of an ugly tractor, to be honest. Ooh. Drifting the rollers. This is a job where GPS would really come in handy. I can just about see where we've been there. Storm saying is the thing with the JDs, you need to upgrade all your equipment, which can be expensive. Oops. Well, we're going to need to start upgrading our equipment. I'll just turn the time back down because it's going a little bit too fast. We're going to need to start upgrading the equipment anyway, because what we've got now is it's getting on the verge, aside of being a bit too small for the fields we've got. So we do need to get slightly more horsepower tractors to be able to get some bigger seed drills and planters and stuff like that. Yeah, if we was to get the John Deere, I'd probably only use it for certain things anyway. I wouldn't use it as like the main tractor for a lot of stuff. Kránitz saying I like how you wheeling me in a forest, the roads after a while. Didn't know where you were going, I got lost. Yeah, I can imagine that, because it does make me wonder at times when you're doing it and you're going through the yard, it's kind of forget that it's being sped up, that it can get a little bit difficult to actually see things properly. What is the most boring thing in game? The most boring thing in game that I really don't like doing. Stone picking. I don't tend to like fertilising crops when the crops have grown and you can't actually see the difference it's being made on the actual field. I find that a little bit boring. Rolling as well can be a little bit boring because it's so tricky to see. There's not big, huge contrast between the two different textures. Unless you're doing a field that's got stubble left in, and then it completely makes all the stubble disappear, and then you get a nice rolled field. But I don't mind doing jobs, even like ploughing. A lot of people will probably find it extremely tedious. I don't mind doing it. I struggled with the ploughing on Calmsland Farm because the Massey was struggling so much. It wasn't fun to do, and I just couldn't wait to get to the end of finishing that off. Kránitz saying the roads just felt like a maze. It would be cool if you did in the Roads No Man's Land series look like. Would be cool on No Man's Land time-lapse series look like a maze. Would be cool if the roads on No Man's Land series look like a maze. What we'll do, I'll just carry on going across now. Still missed a little bit there, but we'll get that when we come back down the other side. Kránitz saying he can't wait to be an adult, then you don't have to worry about school. Then you have to worry about a lot of other things. Wait until you get your own house and you have to worry about paying bills and things like that. You'll wish you was back at school. You had far less things to worry about. I remember when I left school, for the first few weeks I really hated not being at school, because being able to spend so much time with your friends at school and stuff, and then I started work pretty much straight away after I left school. I remember being at work just thinking, oh my god, this is so boring, I wish I was back at school with my mates. Well, it was great at the end of the week when you got your first pay packet and you actually had some money to spend, but yeah, it was not fun. Ivan, what's one thing you'd improve in FS22? One thing I'd improve, definitely the sales fluctuation page. I don't know. There's a few little things that I think could be improved on. I don't think there's one major thing in particular that I can think of at the moment anyway. There'll probably be loads of things I'll think of later. To be honest, I know they've got the auto drive feature to a degree in FS22, which is a nice feature to have. But I think for me, generally, the one thing I would really like them to improve on is the workers in the base game. So being able to get a worker to bale up your field and do extra jobs as well, rather than just the basic kind of jobs. So some kind of automated worker that actually does a little bit more than just drive A to B and deliver crops. Also something a bit similar more to auto drive, where you can get the worker to unload your combine and stuff like that. So I think for me that's the biggest thing I'd like to see them improve on in the base game, is stuff like that. I know you can get the mods for it, but it would be nice if they actually implemented some of that stuff in the base game. Yeah, that's true. A lot of time, no money, and then when you're working, you've got money but no time. I used to, at my previous job, we used to have periods where we were doing a lot of maintenance work. We'd have periods where we'd be literally working 7 days a week, and we'd be doing 70-80 hours a week. We'd be paid well, like reasonably well, but because we was doing that for like 4 or 5 weeks, you'd have no time to spend it. So then you'd end up with like a decent amount of money in your bank account at the end of it though. DR saying, how's Sim, how's it going? Very well, thank you, hope you're doing well. Ivan saying he's still a student and have very little free time because of school. I suppose it probably depends where you are. If you're like studying for exams and doing a lot of coursework and stuff, then I can imagine you haven't got much spare time. Still got quite a bit to do on the harvesting side.
The trailer's really cool.
Okay, I'll come and empty it. I'll just finish this pass and then I'll... So we'll just drop the rollers off here so we'll roughly know where we are. And we'll go and get the trailer, which is just around here. It's about perfect timing. The pipe's out, so we can unload you on the go. I had no experience with university life. I went to college, that was about it. Yeah, never went to university. I had a few friends that went there, even though so many years later they're still paying off their student loans. Kind of thing in this country, you go to university and get yourself massively in debt before you've even graduated, so then you start your working life with a huge debt to pay off. I think come winter though, when we start sowing these crops, we are going to have a nice payday. We could get a good few 100,000. We'll wait for Steve to come back and turn around, and then we'll see if we can fill the trailer on the next pass down, and then we'll go and unload that. Sorry, I got distracted by something. So I had a notification pop up I was trying to read. I don't know if we'll be able to catch Stevie now. Massive struggling a little bit. Right, so we'll go and put this in the silo. As we are 99% full. Yeah, I just had a notification come through on one of my videos for a comment, but I don't know if the person's deleted the comment because I can no longer read it. Well, I can read the first part of it, but I can't read all of it. So I don't know what they're going on about. Yeah, education in England can be really expensive. So personally, I never went to university, so I don't know too much about it. So when I would have gone, it would have been a long time ago now for me. So I don't know what it's like these days, whether it's any better or not. I'm just going to stop there. I need to just check something. Apologies. I don't know. Yeah, still no idea what this comment's referring to. No idea. I thought it may have been somebody emailed me. I will say, for anybody watching, the email address provided on YouTube is for business purposes only. I don't know if it still says that, so if there are any non-business related emails, they won't get replied to via that. I don't know if this person's replying to something, they sent an email and I responded to it. I don't know. But if you have, and it wasn't a business inquiry, then it wouldn't have got responded to. I'll just drop that off there. I can try and finish the rolling off. Is it just me, is the sound of those rollers quite loud? Max, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. So we've just gone past 11, so we'll try and finish off these two jobs and then we'll call it an evening. So if you've not yet hit the like button, then please don't forget to hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. That really helps out as well. That's if you've enjoyed the stream, by the way, and I hope you have. What are we doing on the rolling? Yeah, tiny little bit left to do on the rolling. Oh, I've missed a bit. I need to go back and get that. Yeah, the rollers reload. I thought that because I can't hear the actual tractor, but I can hear the rollers really clear. Thinking they must be excessively loud. So I can only just about barely hear the tractor sounds. But even from this distance I can still hear the rollers quite clearly. Nice one, Craden. Thank you for stopping by again and interacting in the chat. Take care. Storm calls saying he's looking for a new combine on his No Man's Land save, but there aren't any good mods out in my opinion. Yeah, apart from there's the John Deere I used on Elm Creek recently, which was the modded one, which was a fairly cheap price. Was it the S600 series? I think it was. But other than that, I don't know to any other mods, like combine mods on any other sites. Yeah, there's not a huge amount on the actual in-game mod hub yet. Ivan saying he's from Croatia, small country in the Balkans. Storm saying they're a bit big for what you want, and there isn't a big choice of combine. Yeah, I think for like a kind of a mid-sized combine, you're a bit like, there's the New Holland, the Case, and the John Deere in game. That's about it. What about the Class Toucan? That's on Mod Hub. I don't know if I've got that one installed on here, or is that still a little bit expensive? Oh, it's still 348,000. Oh, the Tucano. We don't have. I think there's only those two. We've got mods on combines on this save game or server. Yeah, I didn't realise it was that expensive, to be honest. I thought it was closer to 300,000. Just seemed quite pricey for how big it is. So we've got this tiny little bit left to do, and then I think Steve is still... He's nearly done the large part of the field, so it's for that tiny little bit soon. So once we've finished this, we'll go and grab the trailer again and just do the carting then to finish off. And then we'll call it quits for this evening. Can't believe I completely forgot about this field. For the sorghum. I think it was probably when I first loaded in, it hadn't fully loaded the map up that I didn't see it. It took a while for it to actually load in the map on the server. I think we've got that tiny little bit of mist over just there, and then that's the rolling done. Farmer Josh 88, how are you? Sorry, been gone for a while. Did you get the fan? Yes, we did. So we upgraded the Valtra for it. So Stevie sold his Valtra and then upgraded to the Fent, the 724 with front loader. Still missed a tiny little bit. Orchid saying, fun fact, the song which now plays is used by my favourite YouTuber, Pastry Chef from Korea. I don't think I've come across this one before that's currently playing. I'll just take the roller rather than go back over there and drop it off and come back. So we'll just go and grab the trailer, and then we'll just continue doing the carting now until we've finished. Chat might not be that busy because I think FS attracts many lurkers, tend to watch while playing myself, yeah. I think coming up to the end of the stream now, we're down to 120 views as well. So it's starting to get a bit quiet. I'm a little bit distracted the last little bit by that comment. So playing on my mind because I have no idea what they're on about. I say unfortunately I can't read the full comment. But that kind of bugs me at times when you can read partially the comment and then either they've deleted the comment themselves because they've realised that what they've said isn't actually true, or whether it's got deleted for picked up as spam or something, I don't know. But yeah, it's just annoying me at the moment. I want to know what was actually, or what the full comment was. I'm looking at the wrong thing to set the actual cruise control in. So we've got this tiny little bit left to do. So how much have we got so far? So we've got 56,414 litres of wheat, 31,601 litres of barley, 34,426 litres of oats, and then currently in the silo 22,471 litres of sorghum, with another 14,432 litres in the trailer. Farm just saying good deal. I'll rewatch the whole stream later after the kiddos are in bed. Yeah, it should stay up this time. Yeah, hopefully I won't go to bed and then get a notification for a copyright claim like I did last week. Yeah, we've been very busy tonight. I've been saying, yeah, there's some just afraid to chat. I mean, it may be a case of, well, with some people, depending what platform they're watching on, because they may not have access to the chat. When I used to watch a lot of YouTube stuff, I used to watch through the Xbox, and there was no way of actually leaving comments in chat on the Xbox. I don't know if it's changed on the Xbox app now, whether you can now or not, but in the past you couldn't. So if anybody was watching on Xbox, they couldn't actually watch the chat or view the chat, to be honest. Yeah, there's no obligation. It's not a requirement that people have to participate in the chat. I appreciate those that do, though. It gives me something to talk about. Otherwise it'd just be like watching a normal video with like a let's play of me just explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, rather than having the interaction with the chat. So yeah, I appreciate those that do take the time to leave comments, but yeah, I don't expect anybody to do that. Right, so where are we? Just coming up 11:15, so probably enough 5 minutes just to finish this off. So just before we do finish, I'd say a big thank you again to DRndalo for providing the server for tonight's stream. So any of you are interested in a dedicated server for Farm Simulator 22 or many other games including Minecraft, Ark, trying to think what some of the others, Armour, many other games, then please check out the link to DRndalo in the video description. It is an affiliate link, so if you do sign up for a dedicated server for yourself, I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, which helps to go to support the channel and keeps the streams going, keeps the lights on, keeps the videos coming. So appreciate anybody that does go down that route. Josh Howard saying you can't chat on Fire Roku TVs either, just moved from the TV in the bedroom onto the PC. Love your content and wish I could drive as well as you do. Well, thank you for that. Thanks for watching. I think we should be alright to let's do finish off. Are you nearly full?
No, 19%.
90. You've got enough space to finish off and then top up the trailer. So yeah, big thank you to everyone that watched this evening and participated in the chat. I really appreciate everyone that's took the time to sit down and watch again, and good to see a lot of regular viewers to the streams as well. So I hope you're enjoying the streams, and hope you continue to keep coming back and watching them. So coming up on the channel tomorrow, we've got No Man's Land episode 24, I think, and then Monday episode 25 on No Man's Land, and I think Tuesday is Ho Baylor on episode 22, and then back to No Man's Land on Wednesday. Thursday will be Elm Creek, and then Friday again No Man's Land, and then next Saturday will be Ho Baylor on and the stream on No Man's Land, all being well. And saying you Simi would rather much interest in the well-designed database server. Thanks, Simi, enjoyed it as always. See you next weekend. Yeah, and you take care and have a great week. Storm saying he's good night and he's off to bed now. Well, thank you again for stopping by and good night to you. DC saying great stream, see you until the next one. Yep. So we finished 18,852 litres in the trailer. So we'll go and dump this in the silo and then that'll be it. Hello from Romania, Mr. Miyagi. Hey to you. Speechula, can we download this map and the mods? Not this particular save game from the server currently. You can download the time-lapse series No Man's Land. The mods are mostly off the mod hub. I don't think there's any off external sites. I don't have a direct download to download everything in one go. Simply because it takes away downloads from the actual mod creators themselves on the official mod hub. So maybe towards the end of FS22 I may do that like I did on No Man's Land 19, but for now it'll be individual links for the mods. Kyle is saying if Crater Lake comes out on 22 are you going to make a series on it? I don't know. I won't say I definitely won't, but I can't say I definitely will. It depends if it comes out, when it comes out, where I am with other series, what other maps are out or maybe coming out, so I don't know for definite. I was backed up a little bit too far then. It's still not going out. Why is my sorghum not unloading? Have we maxed out the capacity of the silo? Oh, there we go. Maybe just reversed back a little bit too far. So just quickly check. Don't think anything new's come up. No. So next time we'll probably skip through to September. And then we'll continue again the rest of the fields prepped, planted, because all the harvesting is now done. And we'll probably do a little bit more forestry as well next time to get a bit money. And we'll see what else needs doing. So again, big thank you to everyone that's watched. Big thank you again to Stevie for coming on to help out. Don't forget you can check out Stevie's channel, the link in the description if you want to see the time-lapse version of this stream, which will be up on Stevie's channel on Tuesday. So yeah, we'll call it quits there. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next weekend in the next stream. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great week. Goodbye.